Alrighty folks, hello there, and welcome to another comprehensive Magic the Gathering Arena Draft video. This is Alan, and today we have 3 draft tokens that we've won from the previous Forgotten Realms Draft Challenge. Unfortunately, I don't think we have enough time to sign up for it if we get to it. I mean, I can still try to finish one Premier Draft, get 3k gems, and then fire off another Forgotten Realms Draft, which probably I might do since the value off of the Forgotten Realms draft is very awesome and is about to end soon. So I'm going to be very excited to see what's up next. It's probably not going to be a draft challenge. Maybe it's going to be maybe a new quick draft will arrive. But for now, I think we'll just fire off Premier Draft Forgotten Realms, use up one of our tokens, and then maybe use up the 3k gems that were most high possibility we're going to end up, getting up to 3k gems, and we can fire off one last draft challenge and then spend the rest of our draft tokens doing more Premier Drafts or whatever they have in store next. So we'll fire off Premier Draft Forgotten Realms, and I might even showcase getting to Mythic with these draft tokens. Unfortunately, we're stuck with Forgotten Realms Premier Draft in the meantime, so I'm hoping the quick draft that we have next is going to be something exciting, because I'm tired of drafting this set. Not the worst core set, of course, but definitely nothing exciting as well. It's kind of similar to core set 2021, which, was pretty straightforward. Definitely not close to core set 2020, which I think was definitely an excellent core set. Because, there was just a lot of things you could do in that core set, whereas in this one, it's kind of straightforward, almost kind of just basically lean towards black-red, force black-red, not too much inherent synergy you need to build around unless you're in green-white or black-red. And pack one, pick one, the rare, it's okay. I haven't been too impressed by it. It's not easy to cast, and it also taps itself. Fine card, but it could just be Ray of Enfeeblement as a nice 1-mana combat trick and a cheap interaction spell that's easy to cast. And blue is not necessarily the best color. I don't think Dragon Turtle is a bomb. So maybe Ray of Enfeeblement, I'll hover it over it. Best common in this pack, probably Evolving Wilds or Null Hunter. Barrowwind keeps us in dual colors and is not necessarily amazing, so I don't necessarily want to first pick it. So I think we'll take a Ray of Enfeeblement here. After first picking Ray of Enfeeblement, I guess we could end up in the blue-black unblockable deck because we're passing Grazilax here, which is great in the blue-black unblockable deck. Outside of it, we're also seeing some other good commons. Hobgoblin Captain, probably the second best red common in the set. There's Hoarding Ogre, probably the third best red common. Sepulchral, if we do end up in black-red sack, could be quite powerful. And then I guess there's also Temple the Dragon Queen, kind of like in Evolving Wilds. If I wanted to force black-red, I would maybe take Sepulchral or Hobgoblin Captain. Between these two, it might actually just be Sepulchral over Hobgoblin Captain, given that it has more inherent synergy in black-red sack. But the rare should be pretty fun, and we do have a Ray of Enfeeblement, and Grazilax is going to be at its best in black-blue. So I'll take the rare here. Honestly, I don't really feel like I missed out on passing up the Dragon's Turtle, since usually the Scion of Stygia is just usually almost the same thing, and the Ray of Enfeeblement is in blacks, and this is going to be at its best in blue-black. So I'll take a guess at the blue rare, which is a pretty strong card in my opinion. After following the blue up with the blue rare, we could still stick with black-red sack with the Sepulchral. Could maybe lean towards white with a fine removal spell with Minimus Containment, or take a Spoils of the Hunt, which is also a fine removal spell. There's also you hear something on Watch, which is also a solid card. Overall, the pack doesn't look very exciting. I really think it's between these 3 cards here that we're looking at. I don't even think Sepulchral is great in black-blue. And I guess, I mean, I could still take it in case we end up in black-red sack. Like, Minimus Containment is all really not that great of a removal spell because they get a treasure out of it, and it's pretty awkward in the early game. Spoils is fine, but you definitely need some large creatures with good power attached to it. So I'll take a Sepulchral. Maybe we do end up in black-red sack. Worst case scenario, you just want to lean towards it as much as possible, and a pretty important common. This pack sucks. None of the blue cards are even amazing. Could just be Swarming Goblins here, just as a good 5-drop if we do end up in black-red. And I've been pretty impressed by this card. Just has nice synergy with the Sepulchral. So, yeah, I'll take it. And could take another one, but we're seeing some good green cards. Hill Giant Herd Gorger. Still nothing amazing in blue, so I don't think this Grazix plan is going to come together. I mean, this is kind of like our decision to maybe diversify a bit and maybe choose something else. I mean, if I want to stick with black-red, I might be looking at either Swarming or Baleful Beholder. I could also speculate on Hill Giant Herd Gorger, probably the best card in this pack, in case we end up in some sort of black-green deck. Not sure. Yeah, all this stuff is pretty much speculative. Nothing that leans us towards any direction. I'll take a Hill Giant Herd Gorger. Seems a lot better than the Green Dragon. The Green Dragon's pretty bad. And now we're seeing some blue cards here with Jinni Windseer. So we pretty much are all over the place, and we can't really find a color to settle into, so I'll take it here. Yeah, nothing stands out too much. Nothing great in black-red. The Elder Guard Ranger is also fine, but we'll just keep taking the best card and hopefully end up somewhere. And now we see another Jinni Windseer. Also, there's a Thieves Tool, and Earth Cult Elemental, Evolving Wilds as well. Yeah, you know what? I could just take the Thieves Tool. I mean, it's good in both black-red and blue-black if we end up in that direction. And it still keeps us in maybe black, which I think is the color we want to lean towards. If not, I would probably maybe speculate on the Evolving Wilds, but, you know, I'll take a Thieves Tool and see what's up. And yeah, that's a late Soul Knife Spy, so maybe we should end up just in a blue-black unblockable deck, which is really fun. We're also seeing some white cards as well, so there's an argument for ending up in white-black as well. I mean, white-blue or white-black as well, but Soul Knife Spy is pretty good in blue-black. And, okay, there's a late Null Hunter, but I think by now we might want to lean towards the blue-black deck. Like, Rhymeshield Frost Giant isn't anything exciting either, so maybe I could still take the Null Hunter and stay open. So yeah, we'll just keep staying open and try to read the signals as best as we can. We do see an Underdark Basilisk, great 2-drop. Shocking Grass is very medium. So we could end up in green blue, because we're seeing another You Meet in a Tavern, which isn't a great card, by the way, but still could be playable. So maybe we just end up in green blue. For the most part, it does seem black-red is dry. Could take an Earth Cult Elemental or Direwolf Prowler. Maybe I'm interested in taking the Earth Cult Elemental to stay in blue, perhaps, and still, you know, keep our options open. So yeah, reading the signals, it seems like red isn't open and black could be kind of cut off, and maybe the bank colors are open. But for now, we'll see, and even a late Elder Guard Ranger. So I can kind of get the signal down now that maybe green blue is kind of where we want to be, or black blue, whatever the case is. And then looking at this pack, Blue Dragon is quite good, but it is quite expensive. We could maybe just take another Jinni Windseer as a good 4-drop. Yeah, looking at the last pack, black did not seem particularly open. So I think we're going to end up in another blue-green ramp mid-range grind deck. And then, yeah, we do have some top end already. I think I'd rather just take the Jinni Windseer over Blue Dragon. It's going to be a little bit difficult to cast. It doesn't seem like we have much ramp going on right now, and there's a chance it could still wheel. So Jinni Windseer is just a great blue common. And it does seem like, again, blue-green is where we want to be. And as I say that, we get Intrepid Outlander, great 2-drop. Just has an above-average stat line, and sometimes you don't care about triggering pack tactics with this too much. Usually if you get this once or twice, it's fine. But it's just overall the solid stat line is great. Otherwise, I'd be probably looking at the Clever Conjurer, but Intrepid Outlander is a great 2-drop. There's a chance we can end up playing Spare Dagger, and wow, we get past the bomb. Volo Guide to Monster is great. Otherwise, I'd probably be looking at maybe a Fey Trickster or Charm Sleep. Usually green isn't trying to do the whole dice roll thing too much, so maybe it would lean towards the Charm Sleep, but Volo's great. We do share some creature types, but you don't really build around it too much. It's just a great card in general. And we'll take another Intrepid Outlander to help us early on turn 2. Otherwise, I wouldn't mind a Direwolf Prowler or Elder Guard Ranger to fill out the curve, or maybe an Evolving Wilds to help us fix or maybe splash. But Intrepid Outlander, another great 2-drop for the deck. And then I'll take a Direwolf Prowler to help fill the gap at 3 a bit. Don't think I need Arcane Investigator. Bull Strength is fine. There's also the You Come to a River as a fine bounce spell, but I just want to ensure that we have enough creatures to help us close out and then hopefully pick up some more removal. So missed out on the Spoils of the Hunt in the second pack in this draft. Start out with Raven Feeblement. I forgot what I took over this card. I think it was, I'm not sure. I forgot what I took over Ray of Enfeeblement, but it was a okay decision, I think. Honestly, I guess I took it over to Dragon Turtle, which again I don't really mind. It's not that great. Clever Conjurer, however, just helps us ramp into our top end, and blue green is a ramp deck, so I do like a Clever Conjurer on turn 3. But yeah, the deck is full of creatures, but we need more interaction. So maybe next pack we probably need to prioritize some non-creature spells. But I can't really pass up an Owlbear here. Also, Contact Other Plane is fine. The rest of these are fine. Take an Owlbear. Just too good to pass up. So Spoils of the Hunt is going to be pretty high up on our list. Charm Sleep. Maybe the You Come to River as a bounce spell. I could play a You Find a Cursed Idol. There's also the argument for cutting the Prowler and just throwing in another Clever Conjurer since we're a ramp deck. And I think that might just be the case here. And Scion could be fine, but I'm actually liking the Neverwinter Dryad here. Since our 3s are kind of stacked and discards kind of medium, and we're looking to maybe ramp, the Neverwinter Dryad also helps get to the late game. Just a fine play on turn 1, second on turn 2, and helps us ramp. And yeah, the deck is looking to go big, so I think that's reasonable. Maybe take a Split the Party as bad interaction, and then maybe a Shocking Grasp if we need more interaction. But I'm looking for Spoils of the Hunts, which are going to be kind of perfect in this type of deck. There's also an argument for cutting Soul Knife Spy, because that's not what we're really trying to do. Could take another Neverwinter Dryad, since I highly doubt we're going to be lacking 5 drops later, so I'll take a Neverwinter Dryad here. It's always nice to have a little bit of ramp in the early game, and then some sort of curve toppers to help us close out. And given that how open blue and green is, I think we're going to easily have enough playables by the end of this. I mean, enough large creatures at the top end by the end of this. Spoils is perfect. Outside of it, man, this pack is pretty bad. I think pack 1 pick 1's between like Steadfast Paladin and Spoils. But yeah, Spoils is perfect. You could play 3 copies of this in this type of deck. Grazilix with the Flyers is also really awesome. Not high on the Soul Knife Spy because we're not really trying to grant evasion in this deck. So the Direwolf Prowler could be better. This pack is just awful. Let's just take another Spoils of the Hunt. This is one of the worst rares you can open. The best card in this pack is between like Dragon and Warlock class, and then at the in a lesser extent to Spoils, but Spoils is what we kind of need with what we have. And Frogahemith is perfect. Okay, yeah. Look, speaking of top end, Frogahemith is just great. 4/4 haste, 5 mana 4/4 haste. Catches the opponent off guard, and then if it can connect, being able to exile the graveyard could be relevant, and it just grows. It also comes in with trample, so perfect rare for us. This is basically reading the signals, being open towards every color, even though blue could be the worst. You know, it's still great. And yeah, we'll take a Gretchen Twitch Willow, kind of what this deck needs. More ramp, more card advantage. Could also play Bull Strength, just a cheap pump trick. We aren't very aggressive, but we have some large creatures that can benefit from trampling over, and it is a cheap interaction spell. There's also an argument for Shocking Grasp, since it does replace itself. Could be better than Bull Strength. Like, we're not hyper aggro, we're more like mid-range that's trying to get there. Since I do have an Underdark Basilisk already, and a Soul Knife Spy, I might see the argument for You Find a Cursed Idol. Although we do have enough ramp already. And this does help us defend early on, which could be useful. Yeah, we'll take another Underdark Basilisk. Not sure if I'll play the second copy. And Wandering Troubadour, although probably going to take the Spoils here. Wandering Troubadour is excellent. I do like this card a lot, but we should have enough value and grind in this deck that we just all want as much removal as possible. So I'll take a Spoils of the Hunt, but I would definitely second pick it over You Come to River in this deck. Volo is great, but, you know, we don't need to build around it that much. It just, like, sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. But it's also nice to have maybe some diversity, and I do like Prosperous Innkeeper. With Prosperous Innkeeper in a deck, I could argue cutting a Neverwinter Dryad now, since it's also a great 2-drop that helps us ramp and gains us life. So it seems pretty good. So maybe a Neverwinter Dryad could go. It's just not amazing, and having one copy is reasonable. And since we have double Clever Conjurer, I don't really need Find the Path. I'd rather have the body that can potentially block. Sure, it helps me venture, but it's not amazing. And then the final card we could use is maybe one more top-end creature. Another Hill Giant Herdgorger could be nice. And if not, we could maybe just throw in a random Direwolf Prowler as a 4/4 in the deck. But yeah, the deck looks pretty cool. Let's maybe take Sylvan Shepherd. I have copies of all of these already. Just need one more maybe large creature in this deck, and that would be perfect. Okay, Brimeshield Frostgiant could be useful. Speaking of large creatures, it does help us block, and it can attack pretty nicely. And yeah, I'll take another Direwolf Prowler. No Hunter doesn't seem great in this deck, but the fact that it can just get Pack Tactics eventually could be nice. I like the Underdark Basilisk. I like Gretchen. So this could just be the deck. Ooh, another Brimeshield Frostgiant. I think I still like the Elder Guard Ranger since it makes 2 bodies. And it also helps us diversify by not having too much copies of the same playable. So there's an argument for not playing too many copies of the same card since we do have Volo in the deck. So, I mean, I don't really want to cut double Jin. I could see the argument for cutting a Basilisk, Outlander, or Clever Conjurer from this deck just to have a bit more diversity. But looking at the sideboard, what can we consider? There's a Spare Daggers, which does play well the Underdark Basilisk, but outside these other 2 Death Touchers, I don't really want to play it. Yuumi in the Tavern's very medium, but usually you want to develop the board by playing a 4-drop on turn 4. Sylvan Shepherd can gain life. It is an extra different creature type, but it doesn't do much for the deck. Could see the argument for a Direwolf Prowler, actually. It's not wrong, just a 3-mana 2/2. Stat line is not great, but in the late game, it can crash in as a 4/4, so there's an argument for a Direwolf Prowler. Don't think we need Bull Strength. It's fine, but nothing exciting. We are running 20 creatures in this deck, so there's an argument for cutting a creature. I do like the Null Hunter on turn 2, even though we're not hyper aggro. Could still be reasonable. Like, all these 2s I really like. The 3s I could see cutting a Clever Conjurer, but the ramp could be useful in a 17-lander. Yeah, the only cards I can really consider is maybe Direwolf Prowler, maybe a Bull Strength, or maybe Soul Knife Spy. Other than that, there's nothing too amazing. Like, Grazalix is already a Soul Knife Spy if you think about it. The ramp is a lot more useful, in a sense. There's always the paradox of having too much ramp, and by having too much ramp, you might have too much flood in the deck, which could be a problem. But our deck could use a decent amount of mana. And the ability to also untap is also relevant, since you can always use this to untap a blocker, untap a creature and give it pseudo vigilance. So that's also pretty nice. So we do have double Clever Conjurer, Prosperous Innkeeper, and Neverwinter Dryad as kind of our mana dorks. Same with the Gretchen Twitch Willow. Yeah, it's important to have some defense in the early game. I think I like this deck. I don't think having a Direwolf Prowler makes a huge difference. It could, though. Soul Knight Spy is better if there's more removal and interaction to pave a path for it, but we don't have a ton. Just triple spoils, which is fine, but it's going to be hard to get the Soul Knife Spy through. So the only card I can really see is maybe including Direwolf Prowler. Which, is again very medium. I could see the argument for cutting Intrepid Outlander for it, but it's just a solid body on 2. Maybe I do just cut a Clever Conjurer for it. But again, there comes the argument that we might need a little bit more ramp in the deck. In terms of 3s, we do have triple spoils that do line up nicely with these 2 drops, so maybe it's still fine without the Direwolf Prowler. We should have enough. We have a flyer, a good top-end creature, some decent top-end here, some flyers as well. It's just that we might not have enough power to push through to win. I'm not sure if that's the case. The Null Hunter could be a bit of a weird card in this deck because we're not hyper aggro, and it's not going to trigger pack tactics unless we are kind of hyper aggressive. Because it's kind of weird curving out No Hunter into Clever Conjurer if you're not trying to enable pack tactics. It is a good 2-drop, theoretically speaking, but like the 2-drops we want should be a little bit more defensive and supposed to help us ramp into our larger late game cards, because we're trying to win the late game. We're not trying to win with 2-drops. So there's an argument for just cutting the No Hunter and throwing in the Direwolf Prowler to add a little bit more power into the deck. So yeah, I think I like that. And then, yeah, I guess we want to lean slightly towards green, or maybe go 10-7 in fact. We don't have much fixing. We don't need much double blue outside of Grazilax and Clever Conjurer. I feel like we might need to cut a blue here and just throw in an extra forest. Because it seems like we definitely need a huge influx of green, and I think with 9 blue spells we should be able to get to blue consistently. So I'll take the gamble here and go something like this. Not sure if it's correct, but we'll give it a shot. YOLO Volo. Let's just name it that. Not try to give it any interesting names. Just Volo. This draft wasn't the easiest to navigate. We went in different multiple directions, but still try to do our best to stay open and kind of read the signals. Opening hand, Neverwinter Dryad, ramp into maybe double Underdark Basilisk seems good, and we do have double blue going, so it seems fine. Definitely don't want to play a Basilisk. We're not. So this is the paradox with having the whatchamacallit, the No Hunter on turn 2, because for the most part on turn 2, we're most likely just going to sack the Neverwinter Dryad and ramp instead of, or play an Underdark Basilisk instead. So that it does put us in a precarious situation if we're trying to play the No Hunter. Could play the Jin Windseer here. It does help us scry for land 5, so I think I'll play it and then take 3 from the opponent, and hopefully we can stonewall this 3-1. Volo is a bomb. I can't really pass up Volo, so I'll keep. And then Volo does give us double Underdark Basilisk by playing it, so we don't need to play out the second copy. Probably see a removal spell here, maybe. I could also attempt to trade for the 3-1 here, which isn't the worst. Like, this card is pretty annoying. It can gain pack tactics later. Yeah, I'll trade. It does trade down, but the 3-1 is really annoying. And we're not trying to be aggressive here. We're just trying to stay alive and just outvalue the opponent. Alright, so it's Volo time. And Volo catches a break, okay. So if we get land next turn and we can play out the Owlbear, this can be pretty disgusting. So the opponent definitely needs to prioritize taking this out. If he doesn't want us to generate a million value, and he does. Okay. Smart opponent. Prosperous Innkeeper is great, so we can play Innkeeper and play Basilisk instead of a turn where we can either play Owlbear or Hill Giant Herdforger next turn. Swarming Goblins, sure. Alright, so it seems like it's Hill Giant Herdforger. I'm fine using up the treasure here. And then next turn we can still play Owlbear. Opponent could steal and sack it, but I'm still fine with that. Earth Cult Elemental. Okay. That sucks. I don't really want to sack a land. I think the Prosperous Innkeeper can go. It does gain us life, but I think we're still better off in this spot. And I'll play an Owlbear here. Don't really want to trade the 7-6 for the 6-6. I do want to find maybe a removal spell to get rid of it. So I'll say go. Wow, the opponent just has every single great black-red card. I mean, he's in Mythic, so I'm not surprised, I guess. I guess now I can slam into 7-6 and offer to trade at this point, since I'm not doing much of anything, and this 4-4 is just going to clock me in the air, so I'll take the trade, and then hopefully find a removal spell for this red dragon. But the opponent has a really stacked deck, so I'm not sure if I'm even going to win this. Sepulchre Ghoul, Steel and Stack is scary as well. White is excellent. But at least this can block the ground creatures, and yeah, we're just going to get clocked in the air constantly if we don't find an answer to this soon. Okay, so this can threaten the stack. Probably fine just throwing a Basilisk in front of this. It's going to be annoying later, so... I guess he makes a 2-2 from the white, but I mean, I can't really take 4 or 2 forever. Okay, so it needs to be dealt damage by the white, so never mind. Okay, Altar Guard Ranger is nice, so now we can trade for the flyer. And I could attack for 4, but it doesn't seem like it's worth it. Yeah, the ghoul is annoying. I hate throwing my Death Toucher in front of this. I guess I can double block this instead. I think that's a better exchange than throwing my Owlbear or Ranger. In this, so he's still forced to stack his creature, and we still get a 1-for-1. Okay, that's annoying. I guess I'm happy trading the Basilisk for this. And then we can start attacking the Owlbear if we find removal. I can also do the double block again. Yeah, this seems good. I think I'd rather just double block with these two. Sure, he could have something to blow me out, but, I mean, it seems a lot better than trading my more quality creatures. Okay, I don't know what the opponent's doing, but whatever. He's probably drinking coffee, cause or tea like I am. I guess we'll just wait. Or maybe the game is frozen, okay. Gretchen, okay, Gretchen can help us win now. So I'm happy just playing all my lands at this point and activating Gretchen. Drawing cards. Jaded Sellsword, I think I'm fine throwing the Basilisk under the bus now. Also fine sending in Dire Prowler and activating it. Chaos Channeler is really good. Jenny Windseer is also great. Yeah, let's just play Jenny Windseer. I might need to keep this as a win condition. I'll bottom both lands. Or I could draw a land and play one next turn. Nah, it doesn't seem great. Yeah, this is a problem. I don't really want him drawing cards, so I'll play the Direwolf Prowler and see what's up. Maybe I had to trade the Owlbear or the 3-3 for it. Maybe Owlbear needs to go at this point. But it does hold off the 3-2, which is kind of annoying. Wow, gets his Steel and Stack outlet. Yeah, I guess this has to happen. I mean, he doesn't have his outlet, but he does have the Clane, which is really annoying. So he's most likely interested in stealing my Reach creature for the most part. And a Hoarding Ochre. cards, so opponent is also just generating a ton of value. So, yeah, the Chaos Channeler already did so much. Could just keep up my instances since I can pump Direwolf and also activate spoils. So we'll see. Go. I'm actually fine trading the Direwolf Prowler here. Although, him making treasure... Yeah, I should have maybe killed this, because if he makes treasures, Kalain could just pump it, but there's not much I can do. I think I need to save the spoils for something much more important, so we'll block and trade. And we know he has a steal and stack spell. We could also end up decking if we're not careful. I guess I'll just keep drawing cards in the meantime. At least we get to eventually maybe outvalue this opponent. Or I mean, I'm hoping I don't deck myself, but my plan is just Grazilix is great. Aircult Elemental, so I can bounce the token. Don't really want to bounce the other creatures. I could also just bounce the white and maybe attack with the 4/4 or kill it. Yeah, maybe that seems fine. I can... Or I can bounce the token, because you can eventually just play the 1/1. Yeah, maybe the token can go, and then we'll play Grazilix, and then I can still attack with Owlbear. And then we can still draw a card if it connects. If he double blocks, I think I'm killing the white in response. I can also bounce it. Why not? Yeah, let's just kill this before he makes the 2/2. And yep, he just concedes. Alright, that was a scary match. Managed to dodge a bullet there against the best archetype, and also had some insane card quality. So I'm pretty surprised the opponent decided to concede. I guess he knew that at this point he wasn't going to win. He could have maybe stolen my 2/5, but then my 4/1 would have traded off for his dragon. So luckily he ran out of stuff. Okay, so this hand isn't great. We do have an Intrepid Outlander on 2 plus spoil, so I'll try it. Need some blue mana. Eventually we'll get there. Gotta believe. Okay, a curve. Probably see a Dragon's Fire end of turn. Yep, Burning Hands. Okay, at least that's not answering our Hill Giant Herdgorger, at the very least. And I do like Clever Conjurer this turn, since I can cast a Rhyme Shield Giant the following turn. So yeah, there's a lot of great power in this Clever Conjurer. So yeah, we'll just do it now. Could also have been aggressive with the Direwolf Prowler, but I'd rather just get tempo early on. Zombie Ochre. Not sure if I wanted to do anything about it. I think it's best to just develop the board again, and maybe kill this next turn and with the spoils, and then attack. Since we can do a lot of stuff next turn, we can kill this, and then I'm not sure if I can play out the Direwolf Prowler as well. Okay, so I'm probably going to attack with a 7/6 here. Yeah, we'll attack with a 7/6. I might want to keep up spoils as well, we'll see. So he probably has the dueling rapier. So, all right, we'll just. I guess. I guess. Oh, I forgot this kills it. Oh, I should have used the removal spell then. So oops, I messed up there. Yeah, I messed this one up. Should have used the dueling rapier. But at least we can take out both zombie ogres and pass. Yeah, I forgot that it was 6 toughness, so that was dumb. I could have blown them out. But the opponent's just gonna play zombie ogres all day. Okay, so we do need some flyers to help us close out, maybe. So we'll see. Just gonna try to stall the game. Yeah, if I didn't make that misplay, I could have had a 7-6 that could have constantly keep attacking. But now it's just a draw and go sort of game. Ooh, Vorpal Sword, so on the zombie ogre is a problem, but I might just 2-for-1 myself anyways for it. Okay, I'm probably going to trade off a clever conjurer for this if he decides to attack. I think it's worth it. And then I think it's fine to double block the zombie ogre with Direwolf Prowler. The Vorpal Sword is a problem now, and I could have definitely did a lot of work if I didn't miss that turn where I could have spoils of the hunt and taken up and 2-for-1 the opponent. But now, yeah, this is not great, although Owlbear is great. And Intrepid Outlander could maybe enable an attack next turn, but he's probably just going to equip the sword onto the zombie ogre so I don't get any good attacks. So I just need to find an answer to the zombie ogre and I should be fine. I'm hoping he attacks here, but Gretchen also helps. Okay. So I think the game plan is to outvalue him. And yeah, we'll see go. Eventually take out the zombie ogre and we can crash through for 1,000,000. Luckily the opponent is just flooding and doing nothing. So we can draw 2 cards per turn with Gretchen. Twitch Willow. I'll draw another card. And Volo is pretty good. Yeah, I don't have enough mana to cast them, so we'll just say go. Eventually find a removal spell to take out zombie ogre and take it from there. Yeah, the opponent's just flooding here and we're just going to outvalue him, so yeah, let's just play the Volo. I guess Aircold Elemental is a good turn. And then we can just crash in for 1,000,000. Yeah, he's probably just dead here. Yep. Even though I made that misplay, the opponent just flooded out too much and didn't really have the most impressive card quality. Just a bunch of random 3/5 blockers. Alright, 2-drop. I mean, it's not great. We're on a draw. It's a little bit of an awkward hand, but I mean, we do have a curve if we can get this going, so I'll try it. And at least this can block early. It's not great, though, in a set full of combat tricks, or this just ends up dying to a combat trick, so it's almost like a free card if we need to block. Yeah, against a Vulture Ghoul, it doesn't really line nicely, although the Intrepid Outlander does. So yeah, I'll play the Outlander first. I guess I can't really even block it either way, so I'm hoping he attacks and then we can get blue mana. Okay. I could just block this and then force a sack onto the Valor Singer. Or trade. I mean, trading for this also isn't that bad, since eventually the Gretchen can block. Okay, so I think I like this trade. The trade was pretty good, and then now we can play out Gretchen. Next turn Volo, hopefully it survives, and then make a million creatures. I think I'm definitely gonna block this though. I can't take damage forever. He could use a hopefully no dueling rapier, but I think it's worth blocking. Okay, definitely worth it then. Could finish Gretchen off too. I'm hoping I actually don't mind him using removal, so therefore he won't have removal for Volo. And we can take it from there. Deadly Dispute. Wow, Deadly Dispute on the 2/3 just to try to hit his land drop. Okay. I don't know if that was worth it, but I mean, if you need to hit your land drop, and I guess that's fine. So, alright, Volo time. And then we can try to go off with a Jin Windseer and take it from there. Can't really copy Grazilix because he's legendary, but everything else is pretty strong. I think I'll just block the 2/2 here. So I'm hoping he doesn't play much and he gets a removal spell. Okay, that's unfortunate. Unfortunately, we can't deal combat damage with Grazilix. I could double spell still, which could be fine. It does keep the opponent back, but I think I like the Rime Shield Frost Giant here. This really disincentivizes the attack, and it's hard to deal with. We can maybe play Jin Windseer eventually, and then fly over and then try to attack with, surprise him with Grazilix and draw a card, so that could also be a thing. And yeah, that was a nice top deck. Land is nice, so we can Outlander, play land, play Jin Windseer, and then surprise him with Grazilix next turn and draw some cards. At this point, I think I'm fine bombing any lands too, and that's a good bottom. So basically, Cloud Reader Sphinx for 4 mana. And we basically have this board stalled, so I'm hoping he doesn't kill my Jin Windseer because I might need to use them as a way to keep drawing cards. Otherwise, I'm forced to just activate Gretchen all day, which isn't necessarily great. So, okay, Grazilix time. And then we can attack for 3 and start drawing cards. So, yeah, we'll see go. So, maybe opponent's plan is to go wide. I can eventually just drop a Hill Giant Herdgorger and gain some life if I take too much damage. So name of the game, just keep attacking, drawing cards, blocking the ground, etc. Alright, killing Grazilix is the worst. We still stall the ground, and we still have a Vase of Flower that can get in, so we'll keep attacking. I don't know if I want to play the Hill Giant Herdgorger yet. Maybe the Clever Conjurer is better, can give us more mana. In case we want to do something along with the Hill Giant Herdgorger, not sure what it will be, but this is fine. And we still have Gretchen that's going to keep drawing us cards, a good blocker. Sure. So yeah, just FYI, the green-blue deck isn't like... I mean, the black-red deck isn't unbeatable. It's definitely very powerful. I can also untap this to make this... Yeah, I'll tap this to make this into a 4/4 potentially. I can also untap the Jin. Untapping the Jin isn't the worst either. But you know, I'll untap a land since I can have the potential to make this into a 4/4 blocker on his turn. There's no death touch tricks in this set, so I'll double block. I find trying to find a removal spell to finish off the Herd Giant Hill Gorger. Yeah, nothing I can do against that. I mean, that was effective 2-for-1. The Scrying the late game does help improve his draw step, but still, it's not like that amazing. Another Jinwind Seer, however, though, so we'll play the Jinwind Seer, and then we can still untap a land to draw a card. Suppose is great, so do I want Underdark Basilisk? It's not the worst. Can give us more defense on the ground. It's probably still fine. So I'll try this, and then we can untap a land and draw a card. And get him for 3. Probably need to keep my flyer around so I have more win conditions. Okay, just a fireball, sure. So luckily I drew the other Jinwind Seer, so this one can help me close out the game. Yeah, we'll draw another card. Prosperous Innkeeper is pretty nice. And then we'll also play an Underdark Basilisk to put up more ground defense and gain a life. And attack for 3. And we'll still pass the turn. So yeah, the opponent basically doesn't even have any good attacks. I mean, his deck is also not the most optimal black-red deck. There's no price of loyalties, some pretty expensive removal. So it's more like just a black-red controlling type of deck. I don't really want to play the Neverwinter Dryad. I'd rather just play a card, draw a card, instead of using this to ramp, which doesn't really accomplish much. So yeah, we'll keep up the. I guess I can still play the Neverwinter Dryad still. Like, it's not the worst. And then we can still attack with the 3/3. And then still draw a card end of turn with the Gretch, the Twitch Willow. Could see a removal spell here. Sure. That's annoying, he can get the flyer. But I guess we can just kill it. I mean, I can just attack all out next turn as well. So it's not the worst. I guess I can trigger Tomb of Annihilation and just kill him. So yeah, maybe I should just attack with all, trigger Tomb of Annihilation and kill them. But at this point, he should just be dead. He's probably forced to return to Jinwind Seer. I don't think this is going to accomplish much. There's really no life gain in black-red either, so could just attack with all, trigger Tomb of Annihilation, we should win. That's a strange bounce. Sure, I guess he's trying to do an all-out attack this turn. I mean, we're still gonna win. Yeah, he's just dead. Another black-red deck down. So are these first 3 opponents like black-red treasures or grind decks? I mean, if they are, I mean, it's pretty sad, you know, knowing that I'm actually beating them with the 2 worst colors. I don't know. Maybe I'm just that good. Okay, 2 drop, 3 drop, okay. Sure helps us ramp. So is in our black-red deck. Okay, this time red-green, thank God. Do I mind trading this? I actually don't mind just trading, honestly. And I don't want to lose my Clever Conjurer because it's going to help us ramp. Opponent just passes the turn, okay, so I guess now we can get our 5-drop, which is really nice. And now we have a 2-2 back that can block the 3-1, so... Could attack, but I want to trigger pack tactics at least if I decide to attack with it, so pass. Wandering Troubadour, I guess that's a creature I don't mind killing. Because it's just going to gain them constant value over and over. I could also bounce it if I get a land, which isn't the worst. Yes, I mean, that's not the worst, so what I can do is I can do this, play this, bounce. Yeah, we'll bounce a 4-2 to make him replay, and then I'm fine just attacking with all. Train the Elder Guard Ranger isn't the worst. I can trigger pack tactics here, and then we can scry one. Shin Windseeker is great. I'll keep that. Another Ranger, sure. Can't really block the 4-1. I could still attack with all, funny enough. I still think I want to get the Hill Giant Herd Gorger, but I still think I attack with all here. Could make a treasure token, could also make a 1-1. The 1-1 doesn't do much, I'll just make a treasure token. I guess if I made a treasure token, I could have at least untapped the Clever Conjurer, but if that's the case, I might as well just use, yeah, if I knew, I guess I could have also attacked the Clever Conjurer, but wasn't thinking, so. This is fine. Can maybe see a Fireball here, but then he's just going to take a ton of damage. Troubadour, again, I'm not too scared of. I'll just attack with all. And then if he has a trick, I'll just blow him out with spoils. Fine with a trade. Just applying so much pressure and tempo, it's pretty insane. Bomb any lands, spoil, second spoil seems great, okay. I don't care if he makes a creature an attack. That's not one of the... Yeah, 4 mana, draw a couple of cards is not what you want to do in this set, but whatever. Probably see an Underdark Basilisk, we'll probably kill it with the spoils. Yeah, and he's just dead here. Could have also main phased it since I wasn't going to do anything but keep up the spoils the next following turn, and the treasure token also just helps me deal a lot of damage, so maybe that was also misplay. Punted that game, should have attacked with the Conjurer, and we should have also main phased the spoils with the treasure, but we still won, so 4-0. Somehow the 2 worst colors, and we're kicking butt against these rat drafters. So definitely don't avoid drafting blue guys, you never know. Yeah, 2-drop, 3-drop, sure, on the play. And the Shaman Gas turn 1. Could run the Underdark Basilisk, but it doesn't really trade. It's going to trade for the 1/1, which I don't want, so... Question is, do I block a mediocre 1/1 turn 1? Like, there's really no need to, but if he's playing blue-black, there's not much I need to be afraid of. This can pump the 1/1 next turn, so that's kind of annoying. I still think I want to play the Clever Conjurer to get some more mana advantage going, and if he attacks the 1/1 next turn, we'll probably take it, unless he doesn't play a land. If he plays a land, we're not blocking, because he can easily pump this, and that's going to be quite bad. I guess if he stays back on defense, that's fine. So what I can do now is I can play the Prowler, untap land, play Underdark Basilisk, could see a counter spell too. I could also attack and get aggressive, but I don't think it's worth it. Again, we just want to develop our threats. Tempo is very important early on, and we'll see go. The Forsworn Paladin is a problem though, and kind of a creature that we kind of need to must kill. Outlander is pretty good, so I guess now we can just play Outlander. Could also attack with Direwolf Prowler now. But I'm also interested in just drawing a card, to be honest. So yeah, we'll just... I mean, getting in for 2 isn't the worst, but he does also make a treasure off of pumping, so I think we'll just untap land and pass. And then just keep drawing cards. Maybe next turn maybe we can start attacking and then drawing cards as well. But the treasure making is scary. He could potentially splash for something like Xanatar or ramp into him. Blue Dragon is definitely a bomb. Okay, I guess I'll draw a card now. So now we need to take out the Blue Dragon. Okay, and he can also start attacking with it, which is a problem. So we'll draw more cards. And yeah, just untap the land and probably draw a card end of turn again, so yeah, we'll see go. Taking 5 hurts. If I activate this, it doesn't do anything because it's just going to lose it anyway, so yeah, I'll let it resolve. Yeah, we're probably not in the mood to attack here. Really need to just start drawing cards and see what we can get. Because we need to find spoils to deal with this 5/5. Volo is great. Okay, so Volo into Prosperous Innkeeper. Unfortunately, we already have a human, so we'll see go. I might need to keep the Death Toucher around. So maybe I'm forced to double block this. The Death Toucher just helps with the fight spell, unfortunately, so maybe I am forced to double block, unfortunately. And between these two, I think it's Conjure and Innkeeper, since I should have enough mana to ramp, so I'm fine trading both of these 4 to 5/3. Isn't great, but I still think we do it. You could also have some tricks here, like Shocking Grasp, but I can't take an extra 5, and I might need the Death Toucher for spoils again. Death Priest is annoying too, so opponent has a lot of ways to generate value, which could be a problem. Spoils is perfect, so I need to kill the dragon now. So yeah, we'll just do it now. Don't need to use my treasure, obviously, so... Draw a card. Play a land. And then we'll just keep drawing cards and we'll see go. The fact that this also can pump the 2/2 token is kind of annoying. So I need to find an answer to the Death Priest. Yeah, this is really annoying. I guess now I can put this in front. And he's going to make a 2/2 end of turn. Surprised he didn't activate the 1/1. So yeah, I guess that could finish it off, sure. At least he doesn't make a treasure off of it. But it's also bad because the Death Priest is, again, just going to make 1/1s all day. So we need to find an answer to Death Priest. So this is basically a skeletal swarming with double black if we don't deal with it. That's pretty sweet, okay. And I'll draw a card. Underdark Basilisk isn't the worst. Could attack with Volo and offer to trade. I mean, it isn't the worst. I already got a ton of value off of it. And if we trade for the Forsworn Paladin, it isn't the worst because he can no longer give Death Touch. Actually, oops, I shouldn't have blocked there. That was bad. Yeah, that was bad. Darn, I forgot this was untapped. So another punt. Yeah, another punt from me. That was really bad. Should have just stayed back and done nothing. Because, I mean, I could eventually... Okay, never mind. Good games. I guess I need to draw into Spoils of the Hunt to take this out. So I guess there's still a chance I can still stabilize. But it's looking kind of grim. Jin Windseer. I could Jin and maybe draw Spoils. I guess I won't have enough mana to cast it. I guess if I Shin, draw a card, I could have the potential to draw into the Spoils. So I guess I'll play it here. And then... Never mind, I don't have enough mana to even do it, so maybe I should just kept it on top. Yeah, this is really disappointing. I guess I'll give him a Rime Shield Frost Giant. Sure. And yeah, I'll crash in for 7, because why not? I'm actually... Oh, I guess he has a Feigned Death. Oh, that's really bad. Opponent has a Feigned Death, really? Oh, wow. Even for Xanatar, so at least it's gone, and maybe I can kill this later, but Feigned Death is definitely not what I want to face against. Yeah, Xanatar's annoying. So I'm hoping he just plays my Rime Shield Frost Giant so I can draw into my removal spell. Okay, that's fine. I'm actually happy he did that. And I'm actually happy he took my land. So I still have an outs to get Spoils to take out Xanatar, so it's not the end of the world. Frogahemith is great. But I think I need to dig for an answer to deal with Xanatar. Okay. Alright, it's not good. I guess I'll draw one more card and hopefully find my Spoils to answer this eventually. No Spoils, oh man. If he draws my Spoils, I'm just totally screwed. So... I guess I can still kill him in the air. Yeah, I guess that's still an option, but he's probably gonna find my Spoils. Jenny Windseer, okay. Please no Spoils. Yep, there goes my creature, the Grazalix. I can bounce Xanatar for a turn. I guess that's also not the worst. And then what can I do here? I guess I can just play Grazalix, although I don't really want to draw any more cards. So maybe Conjure is fine. Yeah, and we'll just stay back in the meantime. We might need to try to kill him with our final spoils and take it from there. So I'm not sure, maybe it's correct to just, I mean, we still need to kill Xanatar. The problem is that he's just gonna draw through my library, and that's gonna become a problem. Spoils, so I might be forced to use spoils on Xanatar and kill him, because again, he's just gonna draw through my library, and then we might need to just do an all-out attack to try to close out the game. There's also an argument for killing the Jin Windsteer, but yeah, Xanatar has to go. I guess I can also use the Aircult Elemental. Yeah, let's just use this to take him out. Is there any reason to pay with treasure? Probably not. I guess we can also play... never mind, it's only +1/+0. Yeah. I guess I can cast Frogahemith and do some sort of all attack. It's pretty bad because he can just block it. So I probably still need to take it slow here. And maybe set up an all-out attack for next turn. Yeah, I might need to use this treasure to play Neverwinter Dryad, so we'll see go. What's this? Okay. Surprised he didn't pump. I guess he knew he didn't have lethal. I'm surprised he also attacked. So next turn we do need to go for an all-out attack because otherwise we can't win. So I'm hoping we have enough to push through and kill the opponent. So let's see. I guess we'll just draw one more card and then play Frogahemith and try to kill him. And it's just a land. So yeah, we need to go all out here and then try to kill him. Alright, let's go. I'll attack with the Twitch Willow, and we'll do Tomb of Annihilation, I think. I think we got him. Yeah, I think we got him. And the damage will happen before the triggers, right? Yeah, wow. I can't believe we managed to win and beat Xanatar. Wow. Opponent also used spoils against us, and I also made a huge blunder that game. So, yeah, another punt, and we still don't get punished that badly. Sorry, parents are speaking, so I'm just gonna maybe mute myself. Alright, so we can ramp out to Volo and then start casting our stuff. I like that plan. Sepulchre Golem, okay. There's an argument for actually maybe trading off for this. If he decides to. I mean, it's actually not bad if he decides to attack and trade off. You know what, I'll actually trade off for this. I mean, the Sepulchre Golem is a problem. If he uses some sort of trick, I'll sack it. So, yeah, this is actually not bad. As much as I like to ramp, I don't think it's worth it. Not sure if I'll trade the Underdark Basilisk, but might as well just keep building board presence. I'll take 2 and then use this to keep another big blocker back. Clane, that's a problem. So hopefully no removal spells, because, yeah, it's Volo time. Hopefully no Dragon's Fire and we'll stay back. And no removal, okay? So if we're able to untap a Volo, we can basically almost win the game. So we'll take 2 since I don't really see the reason to trade a Basilisk for a random 2/2 at this stage of the game. And probably see a removal. Yeah, that sucks. He had a Dragon's Fire. I think he top decked it. I guess he wanted to save the treasure token. Horde Robber, sure. We can still hold it back. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but Owlbear is still pretty good. Land into Jin and Outlander would be amazing. Okay, I think I need to block the Horde Robber at this stage in the game. As much as I don't like to, I think it's kind of necessary so he doesn't make a million treasures. Feign Death is annoying, okay. I mean, it's not the worst, it just comes back as a 2/4 again, which we can easily handle, so yeah, I'll play the Outlander into Wolf. And we should be able to double block this, or at least block it. Opponent just passes, so good sign. Opponent's not doing much, so I don't really want to play Frogahemith because he can just double block. So I think what we can do is we can like pump this end of turn, kill the Horde Robber. I could also play Jin Windseer, but I think I like maybe using removal end of turn, so we'll say go, so we can clear a path for Frogahemith next turn. Morningstar, sure. Equips a 2/1, kind of annoying. But yeah, I think I like this. Pump and then take out the Horde Robber. And then we can still threaten to attack with this next turn. He can double block, which is a good enough for me, so I'll attack here. And then we can still play Clever Conjurer. Interesting. I think Clane is more important to kill, and the Hexblade, the Goblin not so much. So yeah, I will kill Clane and Hexblade. Should have maybe put Clane first because he's the much more scarier creature. Could also blow him out with the spoils, but this is fine. Clever Conjurer can help us block and also help us ramp, which is great. Another Clane, okay. But we can attack with Frogahemith now and make it into a large threat. Do I also attack with the Intrepid Outlander? Probably not. It does reduce the board presence, and it does allow us to maybe scry, so yeah, we'll go for it. We'll scry 1. Prosperous Innkeeper into Jin isn't the worst. It's not great either, so I'll probably bottom it. Well, I mean, I can play along the Jin, so maybe it is still worth it. And maybe I do just kill Clane here, because again, I don't really want him gaining too many large creatures, so this is fine. And then I do want some counters, so maybe Clane can go, Sepulchre Golem can definitely go, and then we'll just get rid of Horde Robber. So yeah, this is just going to become an 8/8, which is pretty insane. Not even a Grim Bounty, so sad opponent. Let's move to combat, and I think I'm fine attacking with both here, since I can just play Prosperous into Jin without too much trouble. And guess the opponent might just give us the free win here. Wow. Froghemoth is definitely a bomb. Yeah, he's just dead here. Another Jhin is great, so I'll keep another one on top. Ooh, Ebondef. That's kind of cute. You may cast Ebondef for your graveyard if a creature not named Ebondef die. No, it doesn't matter. We should be able to keep smashing the 9/9. You can trade for my flyer, but that doesn't do anything. So, alright, 6-0. Are you crazy? We Volo. And then we might just fire off one final draft challenge to gain as much value, and then save our draft tokens to get insane wins like these, so we can make 1,000,000 gems at the end of the season. So yeah, 6-0. Volo is a bomb, and actually I haven't gotten much value off of Volo except that one game where I played double Hill Giant Herd Gorger, but I still made a huge misplay by trading off Volo in that game. But either way, I'm hoping the last game we can really make this happen. But yeah, the deck quality is good, and we still kicked a lot of butt, so haven't gotten any 7-0s in a while, especially with two of the worst colors in the set. So opening hand, Neverwinter Dryad can help us ramp. Same with the Clever Conjurer. I'll keep this. And on the play, it's always nice. Could always play an Outlander, but ramp is just too more important. We need to hit our land drops and develop the board. If he attacks with 2/2, that doesn't apply a combat trick. I'll play the Clever Conjurer and pass. If he attacks, there's no reason to block, so I'll probably take it and then double spell next turn, or play out the Rime Shield Frost Giant. But I definitely don't want to block if he attacks. Ingenious Smith, okay. This can grow out of hand. If not, I'm not careful, and he misses, so that's a good sign. And plays nothing. Okay, I guess it's Volo time. Alright. Is this the game where Volo goes off? Maybe. We'll see. I'll take the hits and pass. Plate armor, okay. At least he can't equip it, but he can still attack for 4. I'll take it. Okay, so yeah, we're going to go off here. I think it's more important to get the Death Touchers and the Intrepid Outlander first. So we'll play the Death Toucher. Yeah, this is going to be rough to beat for the opponents. And Intrepid Outlander. Wow. Yeah, I guess we just win the game now. Basically, he can't really attack into this, even with the plate armor. And then, hey, we can draw 2 cards off of Owlbears. So, yeah, I don't know how the opponent can beat this. Runar, sure, he can equip, but I'll just trade a Death Toucher for it. No lands, but hey, so we can make double Gretchen Twitchwell, although it's a legendary, so we probably don't want to do that. Double Wolf seems great, so this board is about to get insane. Not sure how the opponent can beat me here. And I'll definitely trade a Death Toucher for this, but he just passes the turn. And land is really nice, so now what I can do is I can tap for green, untap the green, and then hopefully he doesn't respond to Volo before I untap, and he doesn't. So, okay, yeah, this is just game over. Volo time. Okay, and then we can still kill Brunor and take it from there, but we'll see. Go. Finally takes out Volo. Okay, I guess the fun is almost over now. Land, so I could play a 2-drop in Spoils here. But I think getting out maybe the Hill Giant Herd Gorger is worth it. And that way we can maybe spoils... I mean, I can't really do any good attacks against a 7-5, so I think I'll just play the Hill Giant Herd Gorger and just use up my mana and keep developing the board. Maybe I need to find 2 removal spells before I can start punishing this opponent. Yeah, this Clever Conjurer has also been doing a lot of work. So what I can do here is I can play a second one to help out with my mana. And do I untap for blue here? Probably fine just playing another Intrepid Outlander, and then I'm not going to trade a Hill Giant Herd Gorger here just to go. There's no board wipes in red or green, white in this set, so I should also just be okay. And eventually I can just outgrind the opponent of creatures, and then he's going to have no more creatures to equip onto, so we should be good. Double Paladin Shield, are you serious? Wow, these people, wow. I mean, he's still not going to get through. Red Dragon, however, we need to kill, because he can fly and he can just equip it, which can be scary. So I could just play Grazilix and attack, and if it connects I can just keep drawing cards. I also need to kill the dragon here, because it's just going to be too insane. Yeah, you know what? We need to kill the dragon, so I'm down to just take it out now. Hopefully no stupid instant here. And I'll play Grazilix and maybe start attacking. Can always just attack with 1 Death Toucher. Maybe it's fine throwing in the giant now. And this also just threatens to draw cards, so... I can also return it, but yeah, we'll decline. Trading for this is fine. And we'll see go. I can do some sort of triple block on this as well. Pegasus, wow, I guess I need to chump now since that's just a lot of damage. I'm definitely going to chump here. Spoils is great. So I could spoils the 7-5 and do some sort of attack, but the opponent just concedes. But because he realizes there's no way for him to outvalue me. So yep, 7-0, not bad. Diamond tier 2, so we should get the mythic soon, but I still think we want to dedicate the final portion of this video to doing the draft challenge in the meantime. But yeah, this is pretty sweet. 7-0 with the worst 2 colors in the set, but still incredibly potent. Just an insane deck. Volo, after all, and here's deck basically. Not a ton of interaction, just triple spoils of the hunt. And some really good key creatures that can help us stall out and get to the late game. Some decent amount of ramping. Volo was a bomb in the last game. Didn't see him too... I mean, we saw him in the rest of the other games, but he didn't really get to go off. Yeah, just good quality creatures. They're probably the best card in the rest the games that we saw have been the Gretchen and the Clever Conjurer just being able to help us ramp and fix, and the Gretchen just gaining us a ton of card advantage. So, yeah, pretty awesome draft, and went 10-7, and we still managed to draw blue consistently. Clever Conjurer also help us play double blue, so this was a really awesome draft, not gonna lie. So we'll claim our prizes. And then let's do a draft challenge before it goes away in 4 hours. I'm not going to waste time trying to go over anything. Let's just get to it before it goes away. And I should easily get the Mythic with the second video. Just a really easy draft set, and surprised to see that everyone. I mean, I'm not really surprised knowing that people are trying to force black-red, but some of the black-red decks just aren't very good. Alright, pack one, pick one. What do we open? Draft challenge. Ooh, speaking of blue, there's Mind Flare, which is definitely probably the best card in his pack. Other great cards include Prosperous Innkeeper, Great and White Green Life Gain. Not a big fan of the red blue dice roll deck. This is one of the better payoffs, but doesn't come together too often. Best commons pack is probably between Evolving Wilds and Hobgoblin Captain, but yeah, I'm not going to say no to Mind Flare. And blue, for the most part, will be very open since everyone knows it's the worst color. So I'm happy to first pick a rare in the worst color. And we did draft the deck last draft, and we were blue. Even though blue was more of a secondary color, it was still pretty powerful. So Mind Flare seems great. Otherwise, I would actually take Prosperous Innkeeper over the rest of these other two cards, since White Green Life Gain is, again, one of the better archetypes, and this card's great. But Mind Flare it is. After first picking Mind Flare, there's a Magic Missile and Owlbear. I am not a big fan of the blue-red dice roll deck. The rest of these blue commons are just not very good. Usually I do prefer the Magic Missile, but I'm a bigger fan of drafting blue-green in this set over blue-red. Magic Missile is great, however, and could potentially lead us into a Black-Red Treasures deck if blue is somehow magically cut off. So I really think it's between these two cards. I mean, there's a chance maybe if blue-red is open, we can end up drafting the Farida. But it's also a really interesting pile to look at. We just drafted blue-green the last draft, so maybe I could speculate on the Magic Missile. Like, Owlbear is a common. There's a chance if green is open, we could wheel one later. Yeah, let's take the Magic Missile. There's a chance we could abandon Mind Flare, end up in the best archetype being black-red. And, yeah, I'll still draft blue-red somehow if it is somehow open, so we'll take this. Guardian's Faith, much more, not that great of a card. It's much more fancy than it actually is good. Best cards in this pack are probably like the Null Hunter. There's also Boots of Speed, which is an overperformer. There's also Steadfast Paladin, I guess, which is also pretty nice. Red-green is considered one of the better archetypes in this set. Red-white, not so much. Blue-white, also not so much. So I can kind of rule the Steadfast Paladin and maybe lean towards green with the Null Hunter, just given that I know this set, it goes kind of like black-red as the best deck, and then green-red is the next follow-up. And, we also had success with the green-blue deck, so maybe I'll take the Null Hunter here. Not sure if this is correct, but I'll take it over Check for Traps and Guardian, which is all very fine and dandy, but nothing exciting. And Wizard's Class, okay, and there's also Jin Windseer, so blue does seem kind of open. There's also Hobgoblin Captain, which is quite good. Hill Giant Herdgorger as well. But it does seem like blue is open, and we did first pick Mind Flare, and Wizard's Class is great. Just nice card advantage, and then in the late game it just becomes a win condition by pumping your creatures out of range. The other pick would probably be the Hobgoblin Captain out of this pack to force green-red. But yeah, seeing a pick 4 Wizard's Class is a sign that maybe I should just lean towards blue, and red is just so heavily contested. With Mind Flare, our deck is just going to be above average, so yeah, it's a little bit rough, but Wizard's Class is great. Although now no great blue cards, this pack is just bad. Not even sure why I would take out this pack, to be honest. Trickster's Talisman, only if it connects, could be fine. I mean, I could still take it here. There's nothing else exciting. Like, the best card is probably Celestial Unicorn. For the white-green life gain deck, and the rest of these green cards suck, I'll take a random Trickster's Talisman. Not sure I'll end up playing it, but it's not the worst card. Okay, now we're seeing some green cards here. Some black cards. Maybe I just take another Null Hunter. And then maybe we end up drafting another blue-green deck. Even though there was this paradox where we're drafting blue-green, we don't want too many of these aggressive 2-drops, but it's still better than the rest of these other green cards, so I'll take it. And I guess I can take an Elder Guard Ranger now. Find 5. You find a Curse Idol could also be okay. I don't think we're venturing with the Secret Door. So I guess we could just end up drafting another blue-green value deck, which is all in all really fun. And we do see Soul Knife Spy. So black-red does seem heavily contested here. We see a late Sepulchre Ghoul, but no amazing black or red cards, so I can rule those out and maybe lean towards the Bant colors. But late Soul Knife Spy. Could still play it in blue-green, even though it's not its best. There's also Find a Path, but we can maybe pick up Clever Conjurers later. Okay, and Farida late. Although it doesn't seem like the blue-red deck, red is open for me enough to justify it. The Neverwinter Dryer also helps us ramp. But I think I just like the Evolving Wilds to help us fix for mana, which is pretty important. So I'll consider that, and maybe hopefully we can pick up one of these later. And Power Persuasion is pretty bad, but I can maybe take a Scion of Stygia. We do have 2 5-drops already. This can maybe help us get in for some damage. Can be an okay combat trick. And Direwolf Prowler seems a lot better. So we're drafting blue-green again, which I'm not against, because blue does seem open with a late contact other plane. And we did go 7-0 with the last one, so who knows. Maybe it's just good. And I do like Purple Worm. There's a random Feywild Trickster, but we're not trying to do the dice roll thing. And it's probably the best card for us in this pack. The rare is pretty fun, pretty nice too, but it's just not a card I'm interested in. So we'll take a Purple Worm. Maybe we cut a Elder Guard Ranger for it, but I'll keep it in the main board for now. I think I like Spoils. We're going to be pretty creature heavy, so the Aberrant Mind Sorcerer isn't going to be great. The game plan is to smash and win with creatures, so Spoils seems perfect. Otherwise, I'd be looking at Clever Conjurer to help us ramp, but Spoils it is. Yeah, Trickster's Talisman just doesn't seem good. Find equipment, we can move it around, pump a creature. If it deals combat damage, we make a copy. So it's good with flyers and evasive threats, but the game plan of blue-green is an evasion, so again, maybe I could rule out the Soul Knife Spy, but if we do pick up cards like Fly, it could be great. Keep in mind we can also potentially splash with the Evolving Wilds. So if we open like a bomb like Xanatar, we could consider it, or Skeletal Swarming. So I might have missed out on an Owlbear, but I'm hoping I can pick up one later. If blue-green is really this open. Jin Windseer is great. I'm not splashing for a Rogues class. This card is really fun, but not a card worth splashing. There's a Underdark Basilisk and Charm Sleep in this pack if I was more interested in the other cards. But Jin Windseer is really important in these blue-green decks. There's not a ton of evasion, and this can be a nice win condition. Also, basically, I like the fact that this is almost like 4-mana 3/3 draw card, in a sense, since this card is really relevant in the late game. And yeah, it's basically Cloud Reader Sphinx for on turn 4, and we got a Owlbear as a nice reward. So, guess we didn't miss out on our second pick. And, okay, nothing exciting. Could just take a Circle the Moon Druid. Can be a fine 3-drop. Although it's not, I haven't been very impressed by it. Sudden Insight's also not great. There's also random Temple of the Dragon Queen. With double Null Hunter, I might be more interested in the Circle the Moon Druid. Just gives us the ability to pack tactics on turn 3 potentially. So it seems fine. And another Jin Windseer, even though Null Hunter could be another extra 2-drop. Just need to ensure we have some 4s, especially good ones. Not a big fan of the Guild Thief. Could take a Find a Path, or maybe I just play double Circle the Moon Druid to help out with my Null Hunters. Yeah, we'll take a Circle the Moon Druid. Don't think we're trying to do the Guild Thief thing. Late Abermine Sorcerer, I guess I'll take it over Shocking Grasp, but maybe our deck is better off with Shocking Grasp. This doesn't seem very good. I'll take a Shocking Grasp. And then Clever Conjurer seems great. Yeah, probably Soul Knife Spy is not going to make it, nor Direwolf Prowler. But Clever Conjurer helps us ramp. It's great in these blue-green decks. I could take a You Come to a River. One copy could be fine. A second Clever Conjurer would also be fine as well, but we should have enough creatures in this deck that I could just take a You Come to a River. Can give us a bit of interaction, maybe some way to close out the game. Pixie Guide, Arcane Investigator, probably something that we're more interested in. And then hopefully we can get rewarded with like a Volo next pack or something else. But I do like the double circle of the Null Hunter, so I could use another Null Hunter or Pack Tactics payoff in the meantime. Arcane Investigator can also be an expensive mana sink we could use if we want to drag the game out. But it seems like we're kind of more mid-range sort of aggro in a sense. It seems like we have some aggressive quality creatures. Hunter's Mark is great. I also wouldn't mind splashing over Reaper's Talisman, given that's such a powerful bomb, mythic uncommon, but we'll take a Hunter's Mark, which is perfect with our deck. Vorpal Blade, it's not going to be easy to equip given that it's double black. I'm actually more interested in maybe Null Hunter here over the Underdark Basilisk. I'm not sure. I mean, there's a chance we don't play the Circle of the Moon Druid package. And maybe it's better to just diversify with Underdark Basilisk. Not sure. Yeah, I'll diversify a bit. Maybe play a more defensive creature. Lurking Roper is great, but I'm actually digging this Hill Giant Herd Gorger. We have some decent top end, but could use some more. The extra card that can help us beat down. How much life gain do we have with Lurking Roper? Not much. It's okay in our deck, but not exceptional. Prosperous Innkeeper is a nice 2-drop, but I still think we want the Herd Gorger here. And, okay, might just play You Find a Curse Idol. Decent sideboard card can also make a treasure to help us ramp. I don't really need double You Come to a River. And, okay. Maybe I just play a million Circle of the Moon Druids. Or just take the second You Come to a River. I don't think I'm playing 2 copies. I'll take another Circle of the Moon Druid. And I'll take another. As much as I like the other Clever Conjurer, the Hunter's Mark is just too good to pass up. Could take another random Frost Rime Shield Frost Giant. There's also a Rogue class, which I could just take for the collection. Yeah, I'll take it for the collection. I would love another second Clever Conjurer, though, in the deck with all this top end, to be honest. But I can't really pass down a third Windseer either. Not sure if I'll play 2 Evolving Wilds. Since this actually counts as an anti-land, like, it does help us fix, but it doesn't really help us ramp. So, kind of what the deck is lacking is ramp, which is what we kind of need. So, maybe prioritize other cards over it. What's that amazing? Yeah, Circle could enable Pack Tactics, but it's not like a huge deal, so 1 copy could be fine. And maybe having the Direwolf Prowler with the extra toughness in the late game could be better. We don't have much ramp though, so maybe it isn't really that good, so maybe never mind. We don't have too much ramp going on in this deck to really have too many mana sinks in this deck. So maybe I'm fine just throwing in the Circle of the Moon Druid and then maybe the Soul Knife Spy on turn 3. Not sure. All in all, it seems like a fine deck, but we do need to kind of be careful not to have too much expensive stuff going, because again, we just don't have too much ramp going on in this deck. So we could have just a bit of a mix between aggro and mid-range ramp. And that being said, I think 17 lands is definitely where we want to be. Definitely want to keep it even split. And then the final card is probably going to be maybe another Circle of the Moon Druid, or maybe I can diversify with Soul Knife Spy. We don't really have any ways to grant it evasion, so maybe just having the extra 4 power could be nice. It is much more of an aggressive card, of course, and it's not always great on our turn because the opponent could just because sometimes we might want the extra 4/2. So I could see the argument for just having another Soul Knife Spy in the deck, or having a second Scion of Stingia. I don't think we want to need another Elder Guard Ranger. Direwolf Prowler is like whatever. So it's between Circle, between Soul Knife Spy, and Scion. Definitely seems a lot better than You Come to a River. So it's pretty interesting to note how much removal do we have. Double Hunter's Marks, Spoils, You Come to a River. So we should have enough interaction. Yeah, plus Mind Flare and the Scion that we probably don't need the second one. So just for diversity's sake, I could just take a Soul Knife Spy to have just a 3 mana 3/2 on turn 3 that's consistent. And then it can be nice to back up with some removal and bounce. So, and then by doing this, we can just keep the mana even split. And we also have Plummet for the sideboard potentially. Maybe a second You Come to a River. So yeah, seems pretty good. And we do have enough creatures, so we'll give this a shot. Hoped I could have picked up another Conjurer or a Neverwinter Dryad in the final packs, because I could use some extra ramp, but couldn't really take it over Power. Power was just too important. Right, so we need as many lands as we can. Opening hand, okay. I'll try this. We don't have a play until turn 3, but we're on the play, so it's not the worst. And again, we need lands in this deck. We also have a ton of card draw too, to maybe prevent some flood from happening. So black-red, Hexblade. So this Soul Knife Spy will basically dissuade him from attacking. If he does attack, I'll probably take it and then maybe keep this back against a better creature. Shambling Gas, I guess we'll hold it off. Plus a Sepulchral, pretty annoying, but this can at least block the Sepulchral. Right, so we're not in the best spot. Just say go. And I'll probably block this. I mean, he could technically sack the Shambling Gas, so to speak, and shrink down to 3/2, so it's also not that great. So I'm technically almost trading a Soul Knife Spy for it, but I'll just take 2 for now. And hopefully drop the Owlbear and put up a better blocker. So the name of the game is just Outlast, and basically, yeah, Outlast and outvalue the opponent. Probably see a removal spell here. Price, that's annoying, so I probably want to trade for the Sepulchral. Yeah, I'll block the Sepulchral. I mean, he doesn't have to sack it, but I mean, he's basically compelled to sack this unless he wants to give me back the Owlbear, so I'll block this and maybe try to make him sack my Owlbear. I mean, he could also sack, just take it and then trade, and then I'll take 1,000,000 damage. I'm hoping he just sacks my Owlbear here. Yep, so I don't have to take 1,000,000 damage. It is a 2-for-1, but it's better than nothing, and hopefully this helps me stabilize the board. Hopefully no other steal and steal. Price of Loyalty, I'm pretty much, I'm not dead, but it's also not great, so the question is, do I main phase Contact in hopes I draw something? Probably not. Maybe need to keep up a Hunter's Mark, but against this board it doesn't seem like I need to keep up a Hunter's Mark, so I think I'll just roll a Contact out of plane and try to bomb land, and Spoils is great. So just more removal. Could play a Null Hunter. I guess that's fine. Next turn we can maybe sub something. Clattering Skeleton, pretty annoying too. Circle the Moon Druid. Yeah, I'll play Circle and maybe end of turn we use the Hunter's Mark, we'll see. Or the removal spell. Chaos Channeler can we're pretty much happy to kill. don't know if I want to attack this turn. I mean, attacking these two isn't the worst, and we can just take out the 4/3. So yeah, maybe we just do that. I do want to pump the Circle the Moon Druid here, because that will allow me to so that way his 2/2 can't really trade for it. And then attacking here can be nice. So just want to keep smashing it and clearing a path. Okay, so I'm going to lose both of these creatures, but my 7/6 will still be alive. He doesn't really have any sack outlets. I'm hoping he doesn't get land, play land, steal my 7/6, hit me, and play Deadly Dispute. That would be pretty disappointing. Okay, I mean, I guess that wasn't the worst block from my opponents. I mean, it was actually a pretty good block because he gets to preserve his 2/2 instead of a 1/1. Mind Flare is great. So hopefully no steal and sack. Tiger Tribe Hunter is a good creature to steal. Mind Flare. And yeah, we just outvalue the black-red sack deck. So opponent has a pretty insane early game with the price and stack, but if we can stall out, we can win the late game. So cards I'm not too happy on. The Circle of the Moon Druid doesn't seem great. Just trades down most of the time, so I could see the argument for cutting both. The cards I'm mostly interested in is maybe another bounce spell with You Come to River. In case he tries to steal my creature, I can in response bounce it, which isn't all too bad. There's also, I mean, another Elder Guard Ranger, but that's kind of expensive. Maybe I can just play another... Yeah, I could play another non-creature spell here. There's also an Arcane Investigator, but it's pretty bad against 1 toughness. I could just play a million creatures and just call it. I mean, I don't mind another You Come to River, honestly, because, again, it can be pretty annoying with all of his steal effects, but I do need to keep up 2 mana constantly, which isn't the easiest. So you know what, maybe we just play a Wolf over at the Circle of the Moon Druid, play a Circle of the Moon Druid, maybe cut a Scion and play another Elder Guard Ranger. Because the 1 toughness is bad against the Shambling Gas, which he has 2 copies of, so I don't want too many 1 toughness in this deck. Yeah, maybe I'll just run something like this. I don't think we can really play around the Price of Betrayal by keeping up 2 mana constantly. So I'm hoping he just doesn't draw and smash us to death, so we'll try to give this a spin and see if this is fine. Okay, seems fine. 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. Ooh, Wizard's Class, that's pretty nice. Here comes a 2-drop. I'm actually fine trading Null Hunter for this if he decides to attack without playing a creature. I could also kill it with Spoils the following turn. I could also block it on turn 3, and then if he decides to stack it in response, I can Spoils to blow him out. But trading here also just isn't the worst. If he uses Precipitous Drop, okay, I'm fine taking it. Direwolf probably can maybe answer it. Wow, okay, Dragon's Fire on it. It's pretty sweet. I don't mind if he uses Dragon's Fire. Fine trading, and if I don't get a land next turn, I'll just activate the Wizard's Class. I'm definitely going to trade here. No reason not to. Don't want him to run me over. Another Sepulture Ghoul, sure. Right, so I guess I need to hit my land drop, so I'll draw some cards and take a bit of a beating in the meantime. And land is good. Spare Dagger is only really good with Death Touch creatures like Yuan-Ti Fangblade. Ooh, Orcus. Alright, Orcus needs to die. That's gonna... I do need to kill this ASAP. So, not sure what I want to do here. I think we still need to play Jhin and maybe scry for a land and maybe block Orcus. Hopefully no removal, otherwise I'll be taking a million. Definitely don't want to keep Soul Knife Spy or Null Hunter on top, so we'll just ditch both of these and try to hit our land drops ASAP. I'm hoping he doesn't have removal. Kick in the door. Okay, that's annoying. But I can answer with Hunter's Mark at least next turn. Please no removal. Okay, so I can't really block the Sepulchre Ghoul as well, so I guess I'm forced to take 9 here. Yeah, I think I'm forced to take 9. Next turn, maybe I can go for potential Hunter's Mark and block. So the part about this is, I guess I can still play Underdark Basilisk and take it from there. I guess that's a lot more safer than Spoils. I guess on his upkeep I can take out Orcus. I don't know. Yeah, I think the Underdark Basilisk would be the safer option potentially. He could be holding up a Dragon's Fire to punish me. So I guess we'll just say go and see what's up. I could stop on his upkeep and try to use Spoils on Orcus so he doesn't get to develop his mana, so I think I'll do that. And hopefully no Dragon's Fire to blow me out. I'm actually happy that he's going to sack Orcus here. Hopefully no Fate's Reversal. And then my Underdark Basilisk can still block the 5/3. Hopefully no Fireball, and if he does, I'll still trade here for the Ghoul. It's just too much damage. And it's lethal if he attacks, so okay. Now we can stabilize with the Hill Giant Herd Gorger. And I think I need to still stay back because he could have a potential steal and sack thing going on. So hopefully no Price of Betrayal. Okay, so what can I do? I could play. I guess I might want to just. I could level up here, but I think I need to develop the board. Yeah, might as well play the most expensive card because I have nothing to really follow up with any of these. And I think we still stay back again. We're not really in the mood to try to smash him and kill him at this stage. Because there's a lot of things that can go wrong, and then, okay, we can play Clever Conjurer, and then maybe keep up our instances, and now maybe it's fine to attack in the air. Or at least, yeah, I guess it's fine to attack in the air now. Could also attack with a 4/4, which I don't mind, so that's fine. I'll 2-for-1 myself if I have to. Clattering Skeleton, not the worst, okay. Could use an extra land for the doubles Hunter's Mark, but this is fine, and now I can just gum up the ground with the Ranger. And I can also untap for another Windseer. Or untap and keep up the Hunter's Mark, whichever one should be fine. I can also attack with the Hill Giant now and maybe blow him out if he decides to do anything crazy, so we'll attack with these two. Yeah, I'll try to kill this. He can sack this in response, but I don't really care. He's probably gonna scry one here, create a 1/1 Goblin. So opponent's definitely on the back foot here. He can do the steal and sack thing, but we can still block. Tiger Tribe Hunter, okay. Is this any target? Yup. Nope, it's not any target. Okay, so it's only to another target creature, so... Luckily, the opponent didn't have too many price of loyalties and played some suboptimal cards. Suboptimal cards, I would argue, being the Spare Dagger and maybe Kicking the Door. But he also did seem to have a pretty scary deck. So I'll keep this deck. And then, let's see, I don't really like the Soul Knight Spy, actually. But at the same time, again, I don't have too much ramp for the Direwolf Prowler. And again, I might want a little bit of diversity. I'm kind of debating between the second Elder Guard Ranger, but I'll just keep it for now. If we're facing against another opponent that punishes one toughness, I might ditch the Scion and add in another creature. So alright, let's give this a shot again. Opening hand, let's play. Not a great hand. Seems pretty bad. Also not a great hand, but I guess I can ditch the forest and maybe ramp with you find a Curse Idol. Or maybe hold on to this to deal with some sort of problematic enchantment or artifact. We also have some double blue in the deck as well as double green, so I think I still want to bomb an island here, since we're not going to get double blue until we draw Mind Flare, and I think we need more double green in this deck than double blue. I'll probably just play this out right away so I can get the Scry and also just generate a treasure. Not sure. Yeah, let's do that. Land is fine. Helps me get the Purple Worm quicker. I can also trade off Circle maybe on turn 4 and then play Purple Worm on turn 5. And I like how this can block the 2/2 next turn, so not bad. I don't mind trading it off too, so I can play Purple Worm on turn 5, on turn 4, which can be pretty gross. So if he attacks, I don't know if I even want to block, to be honest. The question is, I will be trading for a Shambling Gas if I attack here, but maybe it's still fine. Since, again, getting out the Purple Worm is just really gross and disgusting, so maybe it's fine. Yeah, I'll actually attack here and offer to trade, and then just play out the Purple Worm, and he won't be able to kill Purple Worm with a removal spell since he has Ward 2, and we can just keep chipping in for 8, so I'm actually hoping he trades here and blocks. This also kind of denies him a treasure as well, so... So Spoils is very important to answer maybe a potential Sepulture goal, because he could do the Steel Sack thing if I'm not too careful. Luckily the opponent is also not doing much. So he could try to steal this. I guess he has enough mana to steal now, but he would be tapping out, so it's still not great for him. Does he have a removal spell here? Price. I guess he Yeah, I guess he needs to pay to War 2, so he can't really, I guess I'll take 10. I mean, I'll take 10. I don't really mind. I mean, it's not like he can... He might have a second, dispute, but I should be able to win the game. If he tries to price again, I guess I can just kill his 2-2, and then I'll be down to 1, and I can win the game that way. So he's gonna do it again, right? So then I can kill the Armory Veteran. He could have a Grim Bounty, which could also be very annoying. If he has a Grim Bounty, do I spoils on the 2-2? Probably not. Yeah, that's annoying. I definitely need some bigger top end now, but I'll take 2 for now. And then hopefully top deck into a good creature I can play. Contact Under Plane isn't the worst, but it's also not amazing. And we just draw a million lands. Okay, close game, but if we're just going to draw lands all day, then we're not going to win. So I need a Herd Gorger, or maybe an Owlbear. Or maybe a Jin Windseer taking out the Chaos Channeler. But yeah, this isn't good. Yeah, I don't think a No Hunter is going to cut it. This is really dumb. Alright, had a pretty promising beginning game, but we just flooded out too much with our opening hand. Like, one creature off the top would have been great. But there you guys have it. Just bad luck. So knowing that he has the 1-mana 1/1 that can sack and kill a 1 toughness creature, I think I want to get rid of Scion, maybe add in a random Direwolf Prowler. I can also, again, just cut another Soul Knife Spy and play the Elder Guard Ranger, since he seems to be doing the steal and sack thing, which can be kind of annoying. Yeah, I could see myself getting rid of this and then just play Elder Guard Ranger on 5. Even though the 5/1 does die to a potential -1/-1 doesn't seem great, I guess. I guess I can just play a random Circle of the Moon Druid still, since he has a bunch of 2/2s in this deck. Or may just still play the Soul Knife Spy, not sure. Soul Knife Spy is a good creature from the steal and sack, but maybe it's still fine just playing it out. And I guess there's one more playable I need to add. 15 creatures. Maybe I do just play another You Come to a River. It's not the worst. I guess I cut an Elder Guard Ranger. Never mind. We'll just throw in the other Elder Guard Ranger. Put in one You Come to a River as minor interaction, and then yeah, hopefully we don't get as much bad luck as the previous game. Could also cut a island and put in another green source, since we're pretty heavy on green and we don't have much double blue, so I could see that argument. And we still have the You Find a Curse Isle to help us fix Evolving Wilds. So we'll try this. Not a great hand, but I'll try it. No Hunter into Circle the Moon Druid can be pretty strong. Hopefully hit my land drop next turn. Another Armory Veteran. Could trade this off. I don't mind trading this off. I have a second No Hunter to follow up. Now the opponent's more incentivized to trade now, given that I have 2 of these now, so I'm hoping he just does nothing and pass. And we're just missing our land drops. I'll attack. I mean, might as well pressure him if I'm missing my land drops. It's not great, but whatever. We have to do something. Okay, at least this can block the Grim Wanderer, so it's not the worst. But I'll be taking 5 if this is dead. Hoarding Ogre. I'll trade for the 5/3. Finally a land. Okay, so I think we're kind of in desperate need of playing the Clever Conjurer, because we missed a couple land drops already, so We'll do this. And the question is, do I trade for the Hoarding Ogre? I think I might have to, given that treasures are just too scary. I could also set up a double block, but then I'll lose my Clever Conjurer, which could still be worth it. It's not great, though. Wow, Grim Bounty, not great, so I guess I'm forced to double block this in a sense. Yeah, I'm going to lose the Clever Conjurer, but I can't really afford to have him make treasures forever and keep getting in. At least maybe if I get a land, Shin Windseer could trade for the 5/3. Still not great, but maybe it's still important. Evolving Wilds, not what I'm looking for, but alright, we might have to double block the Grim Wanderer. Worst case scenario. You cover a removal spell and totally blow me out. So I could again just take 5. Target Tribe Hunter isn't the worst, so I'm actually happy if he attacks the Grim Wanderer. I'm willing to trade. Alright, I guess it's Windseer time. Hopefully no steal and sack my guy. Scry 3 is nice. I'll take all the lands. Could also attack here. This does trade, and this I guess there's no good attacks because the 4/4 blocks off the 2/2 effectively. So hopefully no Price of Loyalty, and we can just play a long grindy game. Probably gonna see the steal and sack probably. I won't be surprised. And then I'll have to end up taking 9 because he could just steal this attack, sack it, kill my Windseer, and then this trades here, and then I guess I'm forced to just start trading my Owlbearers off and everyone else off. It's not great, but could be something I might have to contend with. Here comes a steal. Yeah, I'm not playing this game. It's so stupid. I don't think I'm coming back if he can just steal and sack, so alright. Alright, couldn't beat this black-red opponent. So this could just be a short draft, hopefully, and then maybe I can do a premier draft instead. Because I'm not liking this deck, and I'm facing against too many opponents drafting black-red. I mean, that deck was a lot more optimal than the previous one we faced, but still kind of annoying. And just missing the land drops is really brutal. You can't miss land drops with decks like these. Okay, 2-drop seems fine on the play. It would be great if I get the 3-mana 2/4 on top. I guess I'm forced to maybe trade for this, and then because I don't want to trade 2 for 3. I guess I'll block this, and then next turn drop the Jin, and maybe the Elder Guard Ranger can help me stabilize. Against an opponent like this, I could make 2 copies of this, since it seems pretty effective against these early threats. Ooh, Circle of the Moon Druid could play this instead. It's just a better blocker. Like, I could save the Scry for something else, and this just pulls off the 3/1 very effectively. He could also play a Flash removal spell, which could punish me as well. So if he attacks, I'm probably not going to block. This is fine. This has first strike though, which is really annoying, but I could still take a couple hits. I could also just attack for 4 here. Yeah, I'll attack for 4, offer to trade. 4 is a lot. This way this doesn't gain first strike and still trade for the 2/2. So maybe a red-white equipment deck. Just didn't see any equipments yet. That's fine. I can still trade my 2/2 for this. And he could have used it on the Jin too, which could have been worse. So keep the land for the Hill Giants. Opponent's also stuck on 3 lands, so containment isn't the worst. And I think I'm fine attacking here because I can play the Hill Gorger to follow up. Save the treasure for maybe a Hunter's Mark. Yeah, this card just helps me stabilize the late game, so. It's in there, Minimus Containment, okay. Oh, I guess I can play a Purple Worm. I mean, I'll just sack a treasure for it. There's no reason to care too much about the Morbid, just play it out. Soul Knife Spy, guess I'll just attack here. If he tries anything, I can just use a Hunter's Mark. Because he might try to go all in with this creature just to block the Purple Worm, but I guess he could see, yeah, here's something on watch. I guess he's going to try to block this and I can blow him out with a Hunter's Mark. I mean, yeah, I'll just do that then. Maybe I should have made him play the ward first. So now he can leave up mana for something else, but I don't really think he has anything, so should have made him pay the ward first and then cast a spell. But yeah, this opponent doesn't seem too difficult unless he runs me over with a bunch of 2-drops. So I do like, yeah, Jaded Sellsword is not going to cut it. We can just bounce this and it's just game over. I mean, I don't have to show him, I can just attack, and it's lethal, so yeah, no reason to show him anything, just attack. So let's see, so You Come to River seems pretty good against his Minimus Containments, although it probably remains a treasure, so I don't really want a copy. I do like the Circle the Moon Druids, they're just great blockers. So I do like to have more blockers here in this deck. Let's see, so Direwolf Prowler definitely doesn't seem great in this deck. Could actually just cut the Soul Knife Spy and throw in the extra Circle the Moon Druid. It's just a great blocker on our turn. Silent Stygia is fine. He is an aggro deck, which we could use this to tap something down, but we're not really trying to be aggressive against him. The opponent's game plan is to be aggressive and tempo us out. I think we just want more bodies, so just more Elder Guard Rangers that can make an extra creature that can trade off. The Circle of the Moon Druid is just a good blocker, also has great synergy with the Null Hunter on turn 2. So yeah, maybe something like this seems a lot better. Could even run Secret Door if we want to, but don't really see the need to. And then yeah, I think we need to cut an island and then throw in an extra forest, given now that we're definitely more favoring green, so this seems good. And if we win this, we'll still get 2 draft tokens, so we make up for the, so if we don't get 3-0 or 4-0, we'll still be fine. Hand seems okay. The Purple Worm is a little bit out of shape, but maybe Circle into Jin could be fine. And we're also in the draw, so potential to draw a 2-drop or something else. So probably see a 3-1 here. Yep. Ooh, Basilisk is great, so definitely will trade off for the 3-1 here. And the Circle the Moon Druids should be able to block this as well. Yeah, I'll go for the block. The 3-1 is going to be annoying later. And it's not like the opponent is playing too many large creatures here. Okay, wow, wastes double strike, sure. Not developing the board, I'll take that. This is just so effective at blocking his 3-1s. And he's just playing a bunch of random 3-1s, which don't really amount to much, so yeah, we'll just keep staying back, playing the value game. Probably see a Dragon's Fire here, maybe. Yep. I guess I'll trade the Jin Windseer for maybe Dwarfhold Champion, and then Mind Flare him the following turn. Another Jin Windseer isn't the worst, I'll keep it. I'll trade for the 3-1 if he attacks. Just don't want to keep giving this pack tactics, and 6 damage is a lot. Dragon's Disciple. Okay, I mean, I'd rather just steal here. Yeah, I'll steal the Dragon's Disciple. Nah, I'll steal the Hobgoblin Captain. It's just a better creature that helps us trade. We could have another Dragon Spire, which could be kind of annoying, but I'll still try to steal this. And if he attacks, I'll probably not block, since I don't really care if he uses a combat trick. I do eventually just want to trade this off as well. Okay. So opponent's going to try to fly over. We can still attack with both in a sense, since we do have some good follow-ups. So I'll attack with both. And I guess he won't block as he has first strike. And then another Jin can help us block the 2/3 flyer. So yeah, we're basically favored against this opponent, definitely. I could also keep another land on top so we can get out the purple worm. You find a Curse Idol isn't the worst. Can play along with Contact Under play next turn. But I'm probably more interested in getting my 7th land drop in case I just want to cast Purple Worm for 7 mana, so probably going to see a removal spell here. I think I'll attack with the Windseer, the 3/1, and keep back the 3/3. So probably going to see you hear something on Watch on the Jin Windseer, perhaps. Opponent seems to be playing a suboptimal deck, honestly. Okay, first strike happens. Alright, knew this was coming, so he's going to pump his team and get a nice 2-for-1 here. Sure. I mean, we stole his guy, so I'm not going to complain. And the Purple Worm is just going to hit hard. The cute thing about Mind Flayers too is I guess we can bounce it back and re-steal another creature, but for the most part you don't want to bounce the Mind Flayer because they gain the creature back, so... Sellsword. I guess now he can maybe perform a triple block, perhaps. Hunter's Mark. Yeah, I'm down to just attack and maybe cast a Hunter's Mark. I'm down to also just trade here. But yeah, this is just going to become a complete blowout if he decides to block like this. Yeah, it's just game over. I'll pay for the ward. Getting the extra damage and just 2-for-1 him and blow him out. Opponent's card quality just isn't very high. You Come to River isn't bad. Can save a creature, can also bounce one of his targets. Alright, yeah, pretty easy opponent. Just a regular aggro deck, and then we can just bounce this, and then, yeah, just good game. Just bounce your guy back. And it should be game over. Don't want to be him here, just end his suffering. So 2-1, so we basically got back our 3k gems, so pretty nice value doing this event. Even if you don't perform extremely well, at least 2 to 3 wins and you just get back both of your draft tokens, so it makes up for the 3k gems spent. And also gives you some extra cards via packs, so you're actually getting a lot of good value off of doing this. Wizard's Class looks nice, although I'm probably not interested in playing it on turn 1, so we'll keep this still. Yeah, I'll play the Evolving Wilds. There's no reason to play this on turn 1. And then probably find another green source. Sepulchre Ghoul. Probably gonna play the Soul Knight Spy. Like, the question is, which creature do I value more? The Soul Knight Spy can be pretty insane. I mean, I guess if I play the Soul Knight Spy, he's more tempted to stay back. If I play the Circle of the Moon Druid, he can threaten to sack a creature and trade for this for free. So maybe Soul Knight Spy is better. Does threaten him to stay back. And then if we don't draw land, we can still play the 2/4. If he attacks with Sepulchre Ghoul, the question is, do I trade for it? Like, it's not a bad idea, but usually black-green doesn't have too much of the whole steal and sack thing going on, so I don't really care. You know what? I'll actually take this, so maybe we can potentially draw a card if the opponent isn't careful. Circle of Moon Druid, so we could just bounce this and attack and draw a card. I'm not actually against that. I can also use the Hunter's Mark just to be mana efficient, which again isn't the worst as well. This also keeps them back. It's more mana efficient, so we can potentially cast You Come to River and Circle the Moon Druid, and we do have a decent amount of removal still, so I think I'd go for it here and hope for the best. He'll stack it, but who cares? This is just a really gnarly 2-for-1. Does he somehow something with single green here? I don't think there's anything single green that can punish. He's just keeping up the Sepulchre Ghoul, basically. Yep. And then this ensures that I can hit my land drops better. And we also took out a pretty relevant key threat, and then next turn we can maybe trade this off and play Purple Worm or something. He could also get greedy and attack, and we can bounce something back. I'm hoping he just attacks with both. Wow, he attacks with both. Jesus, I don't know if I agree with that. So now what I can do is I can play You Come to River, return it to his hand, attack, draw a card, and then play a 3-drop. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth giving me all this value. So now he can stack the Dryad and attack with the 2/1. So I could offer to trade here to get out a cheap Purple Worm, but the Death Touch creature is just going to negate it anyways. So I think this turn I just want to be mana efficient, and then maybe play, activate the Wizard's Class, or play Owlbear. If I activate the Wizard's Class, it can maybe give me more options for the next following turn, and I can still maybe play the Null Hunter, so I think this is fine. Because we do need to eventually find an answer to the Hadar here. I can also just send in the Circle Druid, but he also has ability to chump and sack, which is pretty annoying, so I think it's fine just passing the turn. And maybe it's fine attacking with ball next turn. I mean, at least attacking the Circle the Moon Druid and trading for the Basilisk. The Heralded Hadar is going to be a problem, so I need to find a removal for that as well. You can just keep activating it, and it just becomes a pretty annoying mana sink that can just drain me out, so... I think I'll trade here. I don't think it's bad. Since the 3/2 isn't going to attack past the 4/4 anytime soon, I think this trade is fine. And I can start clocking him with the 2/4 as well, and then if he decides to trade next turn, I can still play out the Purple Worm as a large creature that can help me close out the game. Spoils is also pretty good. So how much mana do I have? I guess I can still place Jin and Spoils. So I could spoils here and just play Jin. And I think I will. I don't mind if he sacks this and makes this into a 4-3. I basically don't need to attack. And I can just play out Jin and take it from there. And this is not guaranteed to gain Death Touch. I guess it is guaranteed to gain Death Touch, so he can still trade for it. So, I don't know. I'll just play the Jin here. And then we should be able to outvalue the opponent from here on out. I could attack here. Don't see a reason to. Question is, do I trade for the 2-1? I think I might. I think that's okay. Although trading here isn't great because he's just going to gain a counter from the Bulette, so maybe it's better off to just take it and then just attack next turn. Yeah, there's no reason for me to block here. I mean, I could block. I could block the 2-1 and then force him to sack this. This does become a 4-powered creature, but then I should be able to attack into it next turn. So I think blocking here is fine. Oh, I guess he's fine just losing his 2-1 then. I guess he wants to first strike and then sack and kill. He does 2-for-1 himself pretty badly, so I don't know what's up. Okay, he just wants to do that. Could attack with both. He'll probably stay back. I could just attack with the 3-3. And then maybe play out the Purple Worm and take it slow. And then, yeah, I'll probably stay back here. Don't want to get run over. The question is, do I trade for the Lightfoot Rogue? Hopefully no removal spell. Oh my god, top deck's a fucking Grim Bounty. Worst case scenario. Okay, so I'm probably forced to trade for this Lightfoot Rogue. It's not a good feeling, but I might just have to. Yeah, I'll be taking too much damage here. I could take 6. I mean, taking 6 is not the worst too. Yeah, I'll take 6. Hopefully no Vampire spawn to cheese me out. Because again, I might need the extra blocker. Hunter's Mark is great. So I guess I can Hunter's Mark now. And then I could attack with both, but I think I'd rather trade off the 2-4 and play it a little bit safe. So hopefully no Vampire spawn here to blow me out. I'll definitely trade here to Circle Moon Druid. And then this should be lethal unless the opponent has a Vampire spawn to cheese me out here. Yeah, we got him. Sweet. So this is a game about big bodies and having lots of creatures. So the Scion Stygia is fine, but I still think I'd rather just have the Elder Guard Ranger in this matchup. Soul Knight Spy is also decent, can help us trade for the Sepulchre Ghouls. Whereas the Circle of the Moon Druid is not great against Sepulchre Ghoul. So what else is there? I guess there's the second You Come to River, which can help us interact with it. The opponent didn't seem to have too many artifacts or enchantments, honestly. And the ramp could be fine, but maybe it's fine cutting it out for a You Come to River in hopes that we eventually just draw our lands and take it from there. Yeah, I guess this is fine. Something like this. So we'll just try this, and hopefully we can win the second match, and then maybe get 3 wins under our belts. But with the card advantage, our deck should be able to outvalue this opponent. Not a great hand, but double circle could be fine. Could bounce to buy some tempo if he has a pretty annoying 2-drop, but he doesn't play it, so alright, this is going to be a nice, long, grindy game. Something that I want to play. Passes a turn is a good sign. We'll love this on turn 2, but gotta curve out here. Basilisk. I don't really want to trade for this. Just play another circle. And then maybe pass. I could trade, but it is trading down, so we'll say go. Hoping the opponent doesn't main deck Spare Daggers. That can be pretty annoying with the Underdark Basilisk. Maybe see a fight spell. Herald, okay, that's not the worst. Herald is annoying because it can attack into my creatures. I'm surprised he decides to attack with a 1-2. I'm not sure what that's about. So I'm fine attacking for 8s and smashing. And I'm fine also with a trade. He does trade down here, which isn't necessarily the best, so that's quite good. I'll play a Soul Knife Spy. Missing my land draws, but smashing him for 8 is quite good, and I'm not sure why he decided to attack with this. I don't think the opponent is in a position to be aggressive, necessarily. Can end a turn contact other plane. I could also bounce the 4/4, and then attack with all, and play Null Hunter, which is also fine. Play a tempo game. And then he might just block here and then take a bunch of damage. Not sure if that's worth it, but maybe it is. So he needs to spend all of his mana to recast it. And I'll attack with both. Fine trading a 4/2 for a 1/2 since the Snow Knife Spy connecting is a huge deal. Is a big deal. So he might trade here, but then my 4/2s can start smashing past the other creatures, and then the Chump is pretty good here. He might have a dumb trick here. Hopefully no Feign Death. I guess Feign Death will still... Alright, just Deadly Dispute, not the worst. And if we get land next turn, we can attack with all and play a Purple Worm. So opponent has a lot of value, but no tempo, so... That's why it's important to have a good curve in Magic, since you can play these cheap bounce spells, which you do lose a card, obviously, because they can eventually replay their card. But then you can combine it with something big, so, okay, that's going to be a problem. I could still attack with all, he blocks one, and play Purple Worm. Not sure if that's worth it. I do need to take this out eventually, though, so that's a problem. I mean, I'm not sure if doing it is correct, because he could be holding on to removal. So, I mean, I could attack with all and then second mains, and then just use spoils to finish this off. It is a 2-for-1, or maybe it's better to just cast Contact Other Plane, which probably is better. So I can hit my land drops. Hunter's Mark is quite good. Hunter's Mark will not allow us to trade for the Hill Giant Herdgorger, though, which could be a problem. And we already have spoils, so I think we want to bomb it and get more lands. Yeah, otherwise we're never going to get there, so we'll just stay back here. The question is, do I also just triple block this? Maybe we should take it and kill this if he decides to play and attack with all. And maybe that will scare him. Yeah, I'll take it here. Worst case scenario, he taps out for the Herald. And we kill it, and then we smash in for 10. Okay. He could also have his own Spoils of the Hunt, which could be a problem as well. So I'm not sure if actually doing this is right. Spare Dagger, okay, so that implies he might not have a Spoils. So I think we actually go for it here. The safer option would be to play Owlbear and play Wizard's Class. And then Chump with the 2/2, maybe that's better. Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad idea. We get to develop the board and then save spoils. I mean, if we do the spoils attack now, what 2-mana instant could he have? He could have a Deadly Dispute, but then he's forced to stay back with the Hillgorger. I could also attack and then trade off and then play Purple Worm. Maybe that's fine. I'm not sure. This could be wrong, but I think I'll take the safe path here. And we can still keep up spoils if he has something annoying, like a pump trick that we can blow him out with, so I'm hoping this trade actually happens. So yeah, he might have a bull strength here. Yeah, so we can't allow that to happen, so... Yeah, we can't allow that to happen. So I knew he had some sort of dumb trick. And now we can still chump with the 2-2 and take it from there. I could also just take it again and then attack with all and see what's up. I guess he can give menace to this. So opponent is, yeah, we might have to play defense now. Yeah, we might have to, oh, he's just gonna make me sack it. Do I chump it? That's the question. I guess it's fine chumping, because I don't necessarily want to take 7. Maybe I still take it, because I might need to do some double blocks next turn in chump. Yeah, as much as I hate taking 7, I think this is a good choice. I guess if I find a removal spell for this Herald or for the Shambling Gas, we could still win. No removal. So, I mean, I could just play the Purple Worm here. If I attack with all, he just gets a good block. I can play Owlbear, but that's not really going to do anything. So, I think we just play the Purple Worm here and pass. Yeah. And I can try to trade for this Hill Giant Herd Gorger. If he has a removal spell, then that's going to suck. I'm forced to chump and maybe trade off for the Hill Gorger Herd Giants or something else. He could equip the Hill Giant or the Baleful Beholder and attack with the Spare Dagger. I might be obligated triple block, but maybe it's still worth it. I could also just chump and attack with the 8-7 to try to close out the game if he gets too greedy. Okay, I knew he was going to do that. So if he's going to attack with all, I might need to do the triple block, unfortunately. And hopefully not get blown out. Yeah, he's probably going to keep the Shambling Gas back and attack with both of these, so he has a chump blocker for my 8-7. But I definitely need to block 2 of these. So I'm definitely going to trade off maybe the Purple Worm for this and triple block the 7-5. And then take it from there. But he just passes the turn, which is also good for us. Okay, so he's going to use this to maybe scry. Gain a life, okay, that's interesting. Surprised he didn't scry. At this stage of the game, I think you should at least be scrying, since card advantage I think is a lot more important. So Jin Windseer is great. I could play that, but maybe Owlbear is more mana efficient. I'm not looking to end the game quickly here. Just going to keep playing big bodies and developing the board. And then I could attack here and offer a trade, but it doesn't seem worth it. I wish I didn't bomb the Hunter's Mark now, since I could potentially pump a creature, kill one of his, and then start attacking. Can play double Ginny Windseer. I guess that can help us close out the game. And also improves our draw steps. Another one. Yeah, I'll play a million copies of these. They're just great cards. And then, yeah, we'll just keep the other one on top as well. If I attack with all, what happens? Block, block. So he can block here, and then block here. He's still going to be alive, so no reason to block. I could offer the attack here, which also just isn't the worst. But nah. If we can close out the game with flyers, that's fine with me. So now he's prioritized finding removal for these flyers while the rest of my team can sit back. Compel duel, I guess we're forced to block this, but I'll happily double block this. Isn't the worst case scenario. Attacks of all, okay. So, alright, so let's see what he does here. Definitely blocking here. And maybe blocking here. I guess I can put a Jin Windseer in front of this because that's 11 power. I guess he can use the spare dagger and sack it. I don't really want to trade for the Shambling Ghast. There's just also just the argument of putting a Circle to Rune Druid because that would be 10 power anyways, and this is enough toughness just to absorb it, so maybe something like this could be fine. And the question is, do I block the Shambling Ghast? Probably not. Could also put Null Hunter in front of this just to be safe. Or he'll Giant Herd, or just play this instead. I can't really think of anything that has Trample. I'll just block like this. And he should be dead if he doesn't have some sort of dumb Trample trick, which he doesn't. I don't really care about this either, so hopefully no Trample. He could blow us out, but we can just kill him. Yeah, I don't think there's any card that can kill me here. Yeah, so good games. And he could have sacrificed this while attacking, but yeah, that's not going to do it. Guaranteed a hit for 6, yeah, he's just dead. Opponent was a little bit too aggressive there. He knew that was going to end the game with flyers, so I guess that's the reason why he decided to attack, but yeah, easy victory. And okay, 3 wins, so 1 more win and we can get 3 draft tokens, so that would be 45,000 gems in value, so let's try to aim for it before the event goes away, and then we can just fire off premier drafts and try to hit top 10 mythic or something. And it shouldn't be too difficult. So this is a very easy set. Not a lot of people are good at this set, apparent for some reason. And I'm already diamond tier 2 for somehow, so opening hand, Basilisk seems fine, and maybe into turn 4 Jin Windseer on the play. Yeah, sure. Okay, double blue for Pixie Guide. I think I'm fine attacking, obviously, and then... Yep, and then the Jin Windseer can maybe stonewall this in the meantime. Opponent's just mono blue for now. Could see a counter spell, but I'm still playing out the Jin. Could actually see the Scion, actually, so maybe I shouldn't attack. Yeah, I don't really feel the need to attack with a Scion. Attack into a 3 mana 2/1. And 1 damage isn't the end of the world. Spoil seems great. Second Forest, probably not necessary. I'll probably draw into it with Owlbear, so we'll keep the removal for now. And then if he's just flooding out with islands, we can just keep pressuring him. Don't see a reason to steal any of this. I think I'm fine attacking with the 1/2 and trading for the Clever Conjurer. Because we have an Owlbear to follow up. Eldergar Ranger is also fine, but the 2/2 can't attack past the 2/3, so Bear seems good. Also digs me towards more action, and it's profitable to attack with this past this. And if he wants to untap the Clever Conjurer, he's gonna have to lose a blocker. So not sure what the second color of this opponent is. If he's just playing mono blue, then I guess that's a free win. So this is a fine target for me to spoils and kill. I could also steal it. Yeah, I probably could steal it just to be mana efficient and add in the extra body. It does give information away, but I still think it's worth it here. And Jin is also just a good creature, so... So he's a blue-red dice roll deck. Alright, not the scariest opponent. So that was pretty quick. So looking at his deck, the 1 toughness doesn't seem great against this Scion. I think the Circle of Moon Druids are going to overperform against this opponent, so I think I'm fine cutting the Scion, throwing in a Circle of the Moon Druid. I could potentially cut the Elder Guard Ranger, since it also doesn't seem to line up very well. I mean, for the Direwolf Prowler, which is also not that bad, it can attack past most of his creatures if I can threaten to pump, so I can cut this as well. Throw in a Direwolf Prowler, just to lower the curve and have a creature that can threaten to sink its mana. Underdark Basilisk also isn't great. Could still end up playing it. Didn't see too many artifacts for the You Find a Cursed Idol or enchantments, so I could also see cutting this as well. Again, I don't care about the Scion. Gets a blocker away for 1 turn, but the Pixie can just easily block it. So the question is, I can add in the Elder Guard Ranger and a second You Come to River, maybe. Cursed Idol isn't the worst. And there's not a lot of great creatures I'm interested in bouncing. Like, he does have the Jin, but I don't really want the Scry again. So maybe it's fine adding in the Elder Guard Ranger still, and then cut the You Find a Cursed Idol, just to have that extra top end. Not sure if this is correct. Can be a little bit awkward if we don't get our land drops. But I don't really like the Elder Guard Ranger. I mean, I could cut this still. I'll just have 16 creatures, which should just still be enough. So I could still cut this and just throw in a You Find a Cursed Idol just in case. Maybe help us venture a bit, help us ramp a bit, in case we miss our land drops. And then, yeah, just take it from there. Could also maybe main deck a Plummet. Yeah, maybe something like this. I can still keep the map base even split, but it does seem like we are favoring green, so I'll cut an island and add an extra forest. Just to be safe. I guess the Ranger and Plummet can answer his Jin Windseers. Opponent plays a Hobgoblin Captain, okay. So opponent's also kind of aggressive, I guess. 2-drop please, and there we go. Happy trading this off, since sure I can pump this into a 3-3, but it still doesn't trade profitably into this. I mean, he doesn't attack past this profitably, so still fine with blocking. And I'll trade, but I guess not. So probably gonna play the Circle of the Moon Druid, since it can just block the 3-1 efficiently. Soul Knife Spy just ends up trading, so this is fine. And then we could set up attack next turn, but he'll just trade for both creatures, which I'm not sure if I want to. But with 2 of these going on, they can both enable pack tactics. So not necessarily happy seeing 2 of them at the same time. I guess the 4-2 can still block this, but maybe it's fine still trading. Not sure if this is correct, since he can get an easy block here, and I guess he'll keep the 3-1s back. So yeah, probably not worth it here, so at least I can play out my Jin. Take 6 and maybe play the Owlbear. Could maybe see a counterspell in the Jin. Okay, yep. So we'll take a bit of a beating in the meantime. So it probably wasn't worth attacking. That might have just cost me the game. Yeah, double pack tactics is really hard to deal with here. Jin Windseer, okay. Also not a card I want to face against. But I'm still maybe obligated to attack here. And hopefully he doesn't have a removal spell. And I can at least stonewall these 3-1s. Yeah, double Hobgoblin Captain is scary, especially if he has removal. So worst case scenario, the Fireball lands on my Owlbear, and he hits me for 9, but I'm willing to block a 3-1 here, just so I don't take a million, and if he wants to use a combat trick, that's fine with me. Sure. I mean, I guess yeah, that's a pretty nice combat trick. Pixie Guide. So, yeah. I could attack here, but that's not great. But what am I doing? I guess I might as well attack and then pump, and then I guess that's not great at all. Yeah, this is not very good. I guess I might as well play the Prowler and keep up the pump ability and still attack for 3. I guess I'll be taking a lot, so I don't really want to chump though, so I think I'm obligated to attack, but I'll probably die in the air the following turn. So still not good here. So definitely the opponent's deck did change. Yeah, I'm not winning this. Alright, so the opponent's deck does seem a lot more aggressive now that this is a second game, so I do need to build against that. So so more bodies is great. So you find a Curse Idol doesn't do anything since he doesn't have any artifacts that I'm aware of. So I do want to throw in the Ranger since he has some extra flyers. I don't mind trading off with this. The triple the Moon Circle the Moon Druid seems great. Direwolf Prowler doesn't seem great. It's like, sure, it can pump itself, but I don't really want to keep up the mana. I think I do like the Sign of the Stygia. It can at least tap the opponent's creature down for a turn, but I guess it's a better aggressive card. Not sure. You Come to River, a second one could also be fine. So definitely need to build this deck against the aggressive opponent. Soul Knife Spy could trade off, but it's also not very good. And we already have a lot of 3s. So I think I can cut one of them, and then I guess we can still throw in a You Come to a River just in case, or at least a Shocking Grasp to maybe get a good block. Because he does seem to have some combat tricks. Yeah, Shocking Grasp isn't the worst. Can get a good block, kill the creature, and draw a card. Might be better than You Come to a River. So I'll try Shocking Grasp. Could also cut a Jin Windseer since it's kind of expensive to get going. It is a great card, but still pretty expensive. So yeah, I could see cutting one of these. It does play well against his other opposing flyers, though. And maybe I just fit in a Soul Knife Spy. Not sure if it's worth it, though. But maybe it is, since the 4-drop department is kind of crowded. Yeah, sure, maybe I can cut one Jinny Windseer and then maybe just throw in a Soul Knife Spy for the hell of it. Or maybe throw in Arcane Investigator. Don't think Secret Door can block, but it doesn't seem very good. Yeah, we'll just throw in another Soul Knife Spy, at least to make sure I have enough creatures to help close out the game, and take it from there. Mana base, I think we might want to just keep it even split, so make sure we hit the done button before we proceed, otherwise our deck won't save. Okay, can fetch blue. Seems like a decent hand. 2-drop into 3-drop. Enable Pack Tactics. Make sure I click an island. Fine attacking here, so Pixie Guide. Okay, so opponent's not hitting his red mana, so now we can maybe punish him with a Pack Tactics attack. I could have also re-rolled him, but he's most likely going to end up blocking. Arcane Investigator can trade, but I can make this into a 3/3, so I actually don't mind trading down. And then we can still play out a Jin Windseer, which can enable Pack Tactics on my turn, next turn as well. Happy keeping a land on top, hopefully, most likely an island, so island is great, so I can now cast Mind Flare to steal maybe an opposing Jin or play Elterguard Ranger. Soul Knife Spy. I don't mind stealing Soul Knife Spy as well, but I'm probably better off playing out the Elterguard Ranger and attacking with both. He can set up a double block against the whole No Hunter, but it's not favorable, and then this is pretty good. Just curving out here. Opponent missing his red mana as well, so yeah, the Pixie Guy not doing much. I could just attack with all, honestly, or just steal the Soul Knife Spy and attack with all next turn, and we should be able to win the game. Yeah, because he's just not doing anything here. And he doesn't even have enough mana for Bardigate. So if he steals the Soul Knife Spy, he's most likely going to trade for the Ranger and maybe chump. which I'm fine. So there's no 2-mana counterspell, so we can still Soul Knight Spy and just attack. And I'm fine just sending it all at this point. Could have a Shocking Grasp. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'll send a team. Trade for the 4-1. And then hit him for 3. Imaref? Wow. Opponent has Imaref the whole time. So this is going to be a little bit rough. So if we attack with all, what happens? This blocks here. This blocks here. So I can't do that. I do need to set up some flyers. And bottom some lands. Spoil seems great. So we might have to go for an all-out attack next turn. If he decides to stay back here. What's the ward on this? Ward 4? Yeah, that's going to be rough. Not sure if I can even deal with something like this. So I'm hoping he just plays a creature. We can get a blocker out of the way and attack with all for lethal. So if we take out a blocker, he kills my Mind Flayer. I attack with all. Yeah, he's just dead here. So I'm surprised the opponent even decided to concede, since it would have been pretty scary if he did nothing and just passed the turn and maybe could have juked me by pretending he had a Fireball or Dragon's Fire. But yeah, Imaref is a total bomb, and a card obviously you'd be happy to first pick in the worst color. So yeah, so currently 4-1. Let's keep this up. Maybe we can get 5-1. Unlike the last Forgotten Realms draft challenge that we did. So I was hoping we would lose quickly so we can do a premier draft, but I guess I might as well make one more, play maybe a couple more games, see if I can get to 6 wins and then close out the video. But if I do lose the next one, I will probably stop the video and just fire off and just do premier drafts until I get to like maybe top 50 or top 10 mythic. But anyways, yeah, let's fire this off again. But maybe I might want to change the deck a bit. I don't really like the Scion that much. Plus, you find a Curse Isle seems kind of meh. It does help us ramp though, so there's the argument against that. And I mean, again, having one of these is nice if you know the opponent. If you don't know your first opponent and they do play an enchantment that you don't mind removing. But Scion is just meh. I don't really like it that much. I think actually just having a 3 Circle the Moon Druids could just be better. Makes it much easier to get the Null Hunters, and they hit really hard when the opponent misses land drops. So I'm down to just run 3 copies of this. Could also cut the Jin Windseer here too. 1 copy cut could be okay, but it's just such a good common. Yeah, if I need to lower the curve, I'll probably cut a Jin Windseer, but I still think it's a really good common. So mana base. Yeah, I'll still slightly lean towards green with this mana base still. And we haven't been having too much mana issues with this deck, so we'll give this a shot again. That's a good sign. So he doesn't get the ramp that he got last turn. And then we can just smash him for a ton this turn, so that's great. And then Jimmy Windseer is great. Next turn we can still follow with Purple Worm, so yeah, we're definitely kicking this opponent and doing a lot of work. And second win, Ginny Windseer is always great, so I'll keep one on top, bomb the other one. Next turn we can play Purple Worm if one of our creature dies as well, but yeah, he's just dead. Yeah, it seems like the opponent is in some sort of green multicolor ramp deck, maybe, potentially with life gain synergy, so maybe you find a Curse Idol can deal with an enchantment, so it could be useful. So we didn't see much of his deck, honestly. I still don't like Sign of Stygia. The You Come to River could be a thing in case he gains a bunch of life and we need to bounce the creature back. But still, they can always just regain life again. So, yeah, I guess the game plan is to be aggressive and hopefully the opponent stumbles. Get the Null Hunter down on turn 2 plus the Circle of the Moon Druid. I could also just actually throw in the Arcane Investigator as a random 2-drop in the deck. Maybe the game plan is just progress the board state and attack, but I still want to find a Curse Idol. They could have the Minimus Containment. And again, we didn't see much from the opponent, so I'll keep it as it is. I could potentially just bounce this Lurking Rover to send him back. I think it might be worth it here. Even though I do go down a card, the 4/5 hitting me is really powerful. So yeah, I don't really want to face against this. I need to set him back for a turn. And then we can play Clever Conjurer and start ramping. Because we can't allow this to keep beating us down while he keeps gaining life. It's just not great. It is kind of like a wasted card, but again, taking 4 is not the best spot we should be in. So I'm hoping he doesn't have any removal. I can also level up the Wizard's class and maybe find a 2-drop, but I still think it's better to get the flyer going. I don't need a second Circle the Moon Druid. Actually land on top wouldn't be bad. Definitely not blocking this. I mean, I could technically double block, but it doesn't seem good. He can easily hold up an instant. I also don't feel like I even need to attack next turn as well. So Plummet main deck, sure. I was kind of big, so at least we didn't play into that. The Steadfast Paladin is going to be a problem still. I can play the Circle of the Moon Druid, or maybe just draw cards and take it slow. Maybe drawing cards is better. We need to find an answer to this threat, so yeah, we need to draw some cards, I think. As much as I like to develop the board. I mean, I can still play out the Circle of the Moon Druid by ramping here. And I can still block this profitably, so I can also play the 2/2, but it doesn't seem great since I don't really have any ways to enable pack tactics. So I think I will use the Clever Conjurer and get out a Circle of the Moon Druid. Next turn we can get out Purple Worm and hopefully hold off this 4/5, which can kick our butt. So yeah, Lurking Roper is just really incredibly powerful in the green-white life gain deck. And given that the opponent main decked a Plummet, I might not main deck the second Ginny Windseer. But I might actually have to tap out for a Lurking Roper this turn, Purple Worm, and hopefully he doesn't get the Minimus Containment. I can also steal this. I guess stealing this also isn't the worst. And then we can untap the land and play out the Null Hunter and take it from there. And then I might just attack with this to keep it tapped. So this does slow the opponent down a lot, which I do like. So definitely don't want to attack with Mind Flare. A second Prosperous Innkeeper, so yeah, this opponent really wants to gain a million life, it seems like. Could always level up Wizard's class and play a slow game. I could also just attack with both of these, and I don't mind. I do trade off the Null Hunter, but I think it's worth it, just to tap his Lurking Roper. And if he does, and if I do lose a Null Hunter, I can still play a discounted Purple Worm, which is nice. I'd rather kill the Prosperous Innkeeper. The life gain I think is too scary. I think the trade was still worth it. So now we can do this. Don't really have anything for 3 mana, so we'll just pass a turn. Maybe I can just level up Wizard's class next turn, and then if I get a land, I can play the Jinni Windseer as well, so. Yeah, Mind Flare is a bomb. And he already used Spoils of the Hunt already, so. Okay. I guess I will play attack for 8 or keep it back. I think I might need to keep this back for a turn because I don't really have any good blocks. And just in case, I think I might need to keep up the mana for Hunter's Mark. Land is pretty good. I also don't mind the Elder Guard Ranger, can be quite nice as well. I'll just keep the land on bottom. And then untap. I guess I can also just untap Lurking Roper and attack as well. So I guess that's pretty cool. I can untap the Lurking Roper and attack for 8. Next turn attack again and untap it. So I forgot about this interaction here. And yeah, he just can't win. So yep, currently 5-1. So one more final boss, and we might get 4 draft tokens out of this and go home happy. But we're already happy since we're 5-1. So at least we're not facing against those black-red treasures decks. Alright, currently 5-1, so one more win, can we do it? We definitely broke our record the last time, and yeah, I think the deck is kind of where we want to be. The Druid of the Moon's Circle of the Moon Druids have definitely been overperforming as well, so that's great. The Jin Windseer, I could see again the argument for cutting one. It's not terrible cutting one, but again, there's not much I want to throw in. Like, I have enough 3s, so I don't really need Direwolf Prowler. This is whatever. Arcane Investigator is pretty bad. So I guess the only card we might consider is another second You Come to a River, but yeah, we'll just keep this up again. And slightly favoring green is also fine. We haven't been having any mana issues so far, so. Since I'm slightly favored more green towards my land, I think it might be important to just find an island, just in case. I know I have double green for Hill Giant Hurricorger, but by then I should be able to get double green going, so I think it's more important to get the blue going, in fact. I could be wrong, but whatever. I'm running 7 islands, so another green-white life gain deck with a Prosperous Innkeeper exactly on 2. So this can be kind of scary, but maybe I can try smashing him or killing the creature that he grows with a Prosperous Innkeeper and a Lurking Roper. Okay, at least I can kill it with the Hunter's Mark. So I think I go for it here. It's just too scary to allow. So yeah, why not? And the fact that this also grows my Circle of the Moon Druid is nice, so yeah. Good top deck, and then I don't necessarily want to play Mind Flayer. I'm hoping he uses removal before I can cast Mind Flayer so he doesn't kill Mind Flayer, so. Turn 2 into turn 3 Lurking Roper is really scary, so the opponent is not messing around. I'll trade here for the Inspiring Bard. So I'm definitely not going to out-aggro him. I think the game is just outvaluing the opponent, and I don't really want to steal this. I definitely want to steal like a Hill Giant Herdgorger instead from the opponent. Ooh, there the Hydra, Underdark Basilisk, okay. I'm willing to just keep swinging for 2, and a Dawnbreaker Cleric, so yeah, opponent has some goodies. I guess I want to play my flyer. As much as I like Hill Giant Herdgorger, I think I'm fine just playing out the flyer, because he could be holding on to a potential removal spell here, and I don't necessarily want to throw my Hill Giant Herdgorger into it, and then there's no reason to attack because this blocks a 2/2. I don't want to trade off a 4/1 for a random 1/3. It's not worth it. Lair of the Hydra could be pretty annoying. There's a turn maybe I could attack and then maybe force him to activate it and then steal it. That could be a thing. If he activates this, though, I don't mind double blocking this to trade for it as well. It does remove his land, and yeah, these 2 creatures are kind of expendable. So, okay, he has his own Hill Giant Herdgorger, so that's a perfect creature for me to steal. But I'm kind of afraid he could still have removal. So I'm gonna wait one more extra turn, play out the Hill Giant Herdgorger. Wait until he uses his removal spell, and then maybe Mind Flayer the Hill Giant Herdgorger. So I should maybe play this out last turn to be more mana efficient, but by doing this I do get to get him for 3 here. And then if he attacks, I can find double blocking here. So I'm hoping he uses his removal spell, maybe a Hunter's Mark, and then I can Mind Flayer this. Yumi in a Tavern, not a bad card. So by playing Yumi in a Tavern, that might imply he might not have removal, although a Moonblessed Cleric can maybe find him a removal spell, which could be a problem. Yeah, he could find the Enchantment Aura, which is really annoying. Ooh, Rangers class. Okay, so I might need to steal this Hill Giant Herdgorger and start getting in with him. I could double block here, but I think it's fine taking 7. Yeah, we'll take 7. And yeah, I think it's safe doing this now. And I can start sending in his 7/6, which I'm happily fine to trade off. I guess the Eltergar Ranger can trade off for his Arboreal Pegasus as well. Hopefully no removal. I mean, this card would need to be some sort of removal spell. And luckily he casts Yumi in the Tavern, which only gets creatures, so... Okay, just another Kill Gorger. And the question is, I can also just send in this one here. Although it's probably not going to trade. I think we might need to contact the other plane here. Second Jinwin Seer is great. I think I need to land to cast a 3-drop though, so I'll keep both of these on top. Play land, and then yeah, I'll play another Clever Conjurer. And you know what? I'll send in his Hill Giant Herdgorger in case he finally finds removal. I'm actually happy that he's trading here, so then he can't really attack with the Pegasus. This is his Hill Giant Herdgorger, so... Oh, never mind. Never mind, this is mine, so I shouldn't have done that. Okay, but at least he doesn't hit me for 8 in the air with the random Arboreal Pegasus. The opponent also has a lot of survivability, so I also need to be careful. So yeah, I'm surprised he didn't attack with a Death Toucher, so... I should have hovered over my Mind Flayer before attacking the Hill Giant Herdgorger. because now he can eventually just kill this and that can become a problem. He can enhance a creature, but I can maybe trade off for it. Okay, I'll play a second Jin. We need to close out the game quickly, of course. Basilisk is okay. Not sure if I need it. I think I'll bomb it and hopefully find more removal. Could also attack with the Hill Giant Herd Gorger here, but it's just such a good blocker. So definitely want the You Find a Curse Idol to answer this. Ranger, sure, that's annoying. So he gets to hold off my flyers and gain a ton of life, so this is not an easy matchup. Basically, yeah, we're facing against the type of opponent we don't want to face against. I guess I still maybe trade for this. Not worth it. I'm not sure if it's worth it though. Yeah, I'll trade for it maybe. Yeah, the opponent might just outvalue me here. He just has the Rangers class, which can just draw him creatures, allow life gain, and the land, which also becomes a creature, so I'm not sure how I can beat this opponent. So flyers are going to be very important in this matchup. Yeah, he can just level this up and find more cards on top of his library. Yeah, this is going to be rough. Yeah, the Outlander eventually is just going to grow, and yeah, either way he can set up a double block here. So I think we're just pretty much dead. I don't know if we can even break the board stall. I'll just concede. You win. I think the only way we can win is to kill him quickly and make sure he doesn't drop his Prosperous Innkeeper, but the opponent just has so much like synergy going on, so definitely a worthy final boss. So I probably want this You Come to a River maybe, but I definitely need to main deck You Find a Curse Idol. Yeah, this isn't great. Do I really need the second You Come to a River? What does it do? Not much. He has a lot of good enter the battlefield effects. I definitely need triple Ginny Windseer. I can see maybe a way to win is maybe just by attacking the opponent and killing him quickly. So maybe that's my game plan. Just try to get in as much damage as possible before he gets his life gain creatures. And take it from there. But yeah, I can't really beat his stuff if he gets to late game. Too much life gain and value. Landry off the top would be great, but if not, then we're kind of screwed. I guess he can destroy my enchantment anyway, so never mind. Yeah, I forgot about this card. And we didn't get our land anyway, so never mind. Never mind. Alright, we might just lose this, but that's fine. We got up to 5-2 at least. And this opponent's deck is really insane, so there's not much I can do against an insane deck, obviously, so we'll just go out with a bang. Or a whimper. Yeah, he's just curving out. Also, in one of the better archetypes, probably the third best archetype in the set would be, in my opinion, the white-green life gain deck. It's close. Red-green and white-green are both excellent. Maybe white-green slightly better because it just has more synergy, but red-green also keeps you in red and potentially red-black. So, yeah, I'll play a Jhin. It's a little bit too late now, but sure. Roll a natural 20 at least. You find a curse item, can maybe deal with the Rangers class, so I probably need that. So, but I definitely need lands too. So, yeah, I'll keep both lands on top and keep you find a curse idol. So I mean, next turn we can play either Mind Flare or Jid Windseer. You can easily have the pump spell, the you hear something on watch, which can be really backbreaking. So this does imply a trick, but I'll block here. A Bull Strength. Alright, so that's not a bad trick to use against me. So either way I prevented the most damage, so that was the best. Alright, so now I guess I can use a Mind Flare and try to survive. Give me the planar ally, okay. The comeback is real, guys. We can do this. I'm fine trading here. Yeah, I don't want to take 4. We'll trade here. This does get rid of Flyer, but so what? So we'll probably take 3 and gain 3. He can easily put his Rangers class on top, so thank God I actually kept the you find a curse idol. So yeah, we'll just play this out and stay back on defense. But the opponent's deck is definitely insane, so this is going to be hard to beat for sure. So there's a chance. Oh, yeah, I was just thinking about the bounce spell. Like, I was thinking that there could be a chance where I can find the bounce spell. Okay, so he's just going to enhance this to 3/3, which is going to become a problem. But I do need to kill this, so yeah, we'll take this out right now before he gains value. And then let's just keep up Hunter's Mark just in case. We're probably dead, but who cares? We will go out with a bang. I guess I'm dead if he attacks with fall, so I can block here, block here. Yeah, he's dead. Good games. Alright, so the final opponent was definitely a good opponent, very good deck, and we couldn't quite get to 6 wins, unfortunately. But yeah, 5-2 is still very good. The results are great. Got my packs, so can't complain. But we almost did it again. Almost went full wins with a green-white, green-blue deck. And yeah, this is some good content. So, and the deck is fine as well. Definitely very cool. The Mind Flare was a total bomb in this deck, obviously. I mean, actually, it's actually pretty medium, actually. We still managed to get a good couple of wins, so definitely don't sleep on blue. Blue is most likely going to be your secondary color. But still, I mean, there's still some decent playables in blue, so don't sleep on blue. The quality of it isn't great compared to the rest of the other colors at common and uncommon, but still has some great playables. If you can just maybe splash a bit of blue in your deck and then just go another monocolor. But anyways, yep. Let's rename this. What do we name this? Can't really think of anything. Simic midrange. I think that's what the deck is actually. So, yep. 5-2, not the worst, but yeah, still great value. We still made 3k gems off of the. I mean, we still basically got a value of 45,000 gems plus 15 packs, so that's great. So we'll claim our prize. Not sure if I added the deck to my list yet. Probably forgot to, but anyways, let's crack some packs. 21 packs. Okay, so we'll just go over this carefully. At this stage, they might just end up as gems. Yep, Ebondef is a bomb. 4 mana, 5/2 flash flying can just keep coming back if another creature besides Ebondef died this turn, but it's just a great card. Like, you can just constantly use this to trade off with flyers, and then it's just a flying win condition. And it doesn't really matter if it comes in tapped on the opponent's turn because it just untaps on your turn. So sure, the opponent can maybe get in with a flyer, or you won't have a blocker, but yeah. This card is great, and it's more important to get this card out as early as possible since it comes in tapped, and it's better off, like, yeah, it's a nice aggressive creature if you can pressure them with a 5/2. So Ebon Death is a bomb. Second pick would probably just be Hunter's Mark. It's a great removal spell. Definitely amazing against blue players since you get the other 3 generic cost less. So another reason to not draft blue in this set is because of Hunter's Mark. And then Temple is good mana fixing, fine mana fixing. I mean, can serve as a land that can maybe name a color of your preference or a color you're splashing. So yeah, Ebon Death is a bomb. Gelatinous Cube is also a bomb. Chaos Channeler is great. Prosperous Innkeeper is also great. All 3 of these cards are great. I would probably go Gelatinous Cube. Between Prosperous Innkeeper and Channeler, I feel like the Prosperous Innkeeper could maybe enable a little bit more synergy in the green-white life gain deck. Like, Chaos Channeler is fantastic. Does lean you towards black-red, which is the best deck in the format. But I still think the Prosperous Innkeeper is worth taking because green-white is just such a powerful archetype in this set. But there's also the argument for Chaos Channeler where it's a little bit more flexible and doesn't commit you to the green-white life gain deck. But I can definitely see the Prosperous Innkeeper maybe outvaluing the Chaos Channeler. But luckily, we don't have to debate against much since Gelatinous Cube is just a 2-for-1. So it's just great. And in one of the better colors, which is red and black, this pack sucks. The best card in this pack might just be Bull Strength. I mean, Eccentric Apprentice can be kind of fun if you end up in the Esper Venture colors. This can be pretty good in blue-black if you have some evasive some creatures you don't mind making to 1/1 flyer and granting evasion. It's also fine in white-blue since it also just ventures into the dungeon. Actually, it's not even that great. It's really only decent in black-blue, so never mind. I mean, I would still maybe take this just to have more fun. But yeah, this pack sucks. Probably just take Bull Strength. Since red-green aggro is a thing, Fire Class is a fun one. Blue Dragon's also a solid, powerful blue uncommon. But you would probably take other cheaper blue uncommons over it since it's just so expensive. It's really hard to cheat this out unless you're in blue-green, which was which was in our previous draft. Aberrant Mind Sorcerer is also very medium, okay card. Same with Contact Other Planes. Yeah, some of these blue commons and uncommons are actually pretty decent. They're not like unplayable by any means, but they're pretty solid if you can play them in the right deck. But you know, there's also Valor Singer and Swarming Goblins in this pack, pretty good too. But yeah, I don't mind taking Fighter Class. Red-white can be really powerful if you open up Brunor, and it's just a fun rare to build around. Yeah, I haven't played Acerak yet, but it seems kind of fun. Even though Venturing is kind of overrated in this set and isn't really powerful that much, Acerak can be a pretty fun first pick that you can build around. Just keep venturing into Tomb of Annihilation, and then if you're able to complete it, every time it attacks, you just create 2/2, so it can basically become a bomb in a sense. And definitely a card I wouldn't mind first picking, and a pretty fun card to open up in Friday Night Magic or even in the real life tournament. Maybe play this in a blue-black or a white-black venture deck, or even green-black venture. Sometimes green has a decent amount of venture enablers. But Azarax is really fun. Cryo's also decent. Precipitous Drop is also okay. Precipitous Drop was named like the second best black common, but now as the set has moved on, it's not. People found out it's really not that great. Swarming Goblins probably the best common in this pack. Same with Boots of Speed if you want to force red, but Fly could be kind of fun too if you end up in blue-black. Yeah, I don't mind Fly, and maybe just leaning towards blue-black, which is one of the much more fun decks. I think you should just draft this set for fun and not try too hard, because it's really boring if you just keep drafting black-red all the time. Easy Red Dragon, Wizards, Spellbook, you're not going to do too often. Even if you draft this for fun, it doesn't seem like a fun card. Just very expensive, and it's not that great. I guess if you play this in a blue control deck and you can untap with it, it's pretty good. But other than that, it's hard to get going. Probably just take Red Dragon Probably the best dragon in the set, along with the white one and the black one. Spear sucks. It's just a delayed wrath. I would probably take Priest over Owlbear because I'm slightly favoring white in this set more than green, and this is just a cheaper card. Whereas, like, sure, this is a great card in green and definitely a powerful curve topper, but usually you don't want too many expensive cards in your curve. And I don't want to call this card replaceable, but and it is definitely the best 5-drop in green and the best green common. But sometimes you can just play a solid green deck with other 5-drops in it, and they can still be decent. And you'd rather just cast a Priest early. Also, Priest has life gain synergy, so great in white-green life gain. So definitely would take Priest over Owlbear just for not only color preference, but for synergy purposes as well, and the mana cost. Well, Reaper's Talisman versus Ritz, oh man, both of these would be very tough. Reaper's Talisman is what I would consider a mythic uncommon of the set, just a really busted uncommon if you can play this. But Dritz is also just an insane bomb, and also in the good color, 2-color combination. Probably still take Dritz because, for the most part, red, black, and black are most likely the most contested colors in the set, given how powerful they are. So, you know, sometimes by just taking the green, white, gold card, you could end up still in the life gain deck, which is quite good. So I would still take maybe Dritz here, but Reaper's Talisman is an insane card. Why not Brunar? Never mind. Westgate Regent's better than Brunar, but if Westgate Regent it wasn't as packed, Brunar is just insane. One of the reasons why you should draft Red-White in the set. Red-White was considered a boogeyman of the format when the set first started, but a lot of people have come down on it. But I still think it can be really powerful with cards like Boost of Speed, Plate Armor, and then the Life 2/2 Lifelink, where you can equip things onto. So Brunar can be quite insane, but still take Westgate Regent. It's single color, and it's just 2-for-1 if the opponent tries to kill it. And if they don't answer it in maybe like 1 or 2 turns, you just win the game. So, yeah. Delina's a bomb, but I'm not sure if I would take it over Burning Hands. The problem with Delina is that it's 4 mana, and the stat line isn't great. Let's say you attack with Delina, you make 2 copies of creatures. If you're insane, you can end up making 3 copies, which can be game-winning. But still, you are kind of forced to attack with Delina to get value with her, and then you just end up trading her or losing this to a bigger blocker. Sometimes you won't. Sometimes you might not even be able to attack with Delina. Like, don't get me wrong, Delina can be an insane bomb in some situations, but in others, it's just not very consistent. Also, you don't really keep the token at all, even if you roll 15 or 20, since the token. The second copy does end up getting exiled. Definitely a card I would love to play if I was already in red, but I would still maybe take Burning Hands here, just very efficient. And then just being able to deal 6 damage to green is also great. Also some other good red-black uncommons, Sepulchre Ghoul, and the, red-black commons, Sepulchre Ghoul and Price of Loyalty both fit in the same deck. But I'll probably go Burning Hands and then Delina and then maybe Price of Loyalty. Would take Price of Loyalty over Sepulchre Ghoul since... actually, no, maybe Sepulchre Ghoul, not sure. But it's just more important to take the Price of Loyalties because at least they can serve as removal if you pick up other sack outlets. Between Trellisara and Prosperous Innkeeper, man, this is tough. The Enabler or the Payoff. Probably still take the Payoff since there's some decent Enablers at common as well. Like, imagine curving this into like Priest of the Forgotten, Ancient Lore. It's pretty scary. It just becomes a 3/3 right away, and then it can just threaten to grow constantly. But both of these are going to be played in the same deck, honestly. Prosperous Innkeeper is flexible more, but I think the Trellisara is just more powerful. You would obviously want them both in the same deck, but I'll still take Trellisara given the power level of this. And there's, again, a decent amount of life gain synergies outside of the Prosperous Innkeeper, but both would be nice. I'll take a Plate Armor here, maybe play this in red-white. This card is only really good in red-white. Like, sure, you can make an exception with this. Maybe play this in black-white if you open up Reaper's Talisman. Green-white, not so much because green doesn't have any good equipments. Blue-white, I guess, not so much. So this is really only exceptional in red-white. But I will still take it here. It's just really powerful, like giving a creature +3/+3, and Ward 1 can be a bit of a problem. Obviously, if you're going to be running an equipments deck, you need to make sure you have enough creatures to equip this onto, and maybe 1 or 2 other equipments to go along to give the Plate Armor discount. You don't want to go all in with equipments and not have any creatures, like one of the opponents I faced against today. I think it was the first draft portion where we just went off of Volo, and then he just loaded up a bunch of equipments onto his creatures, and he was still unable to attack. So yeah, plate armor is pretty good. Definitely take it over Temple of the Dragon Queen, which would be my second pick. Hall of the Storm Giants is kind of fun. Definitely a great rare. I mean, this threatens to become a 7/7 attacker in the late game, so can't really complain about this. Other good cards include Feywild Trickster if you somehow get past the blue-red dice roll deck, but that doesn't happen too often given that red is a heavily contested color. Plundering Barbarian is also pretty good. I would probably take it over weaponized improvised weaponry, since destroying an artifact can be pretty relevant. You can just play this right away on turn 3 and ramp instead of needing to find a target with the improvised weaponry. Weaponry is a little bit too conditional, but still a fine card. Would still probably take Plundering Barbarian over it, but I would definitely take Hall. Not sure if I would take Trickster, and then Plundering Barbarian over improvised weaponry and Fireball first is fine. Take a Magic Missile or the Lair of the Hydra. Hydra is pretty cool. I mean, it's just a powerful land in the late game. Maybe play this in a green deck with 18 lands, or just play this in the green deck with 18, 17 lands, and then if you're able to just crush the opponent with giant creatures all day, eventually the lair just becomes a creature that's too large to interact with. And the fact that that it becomes a land again makes it so that it can dodge sorcery speed removal, like Grim Bounty. So Lair of the Hydra seems pretty good. There's also Magic Missile, which is great, so it's really between these two cards. Gretchen, good card if you are in blue-green, but blue-green is the worst two colors in the set, so you don't want to lean towards it as much. There's a Price, which is pretty good. Contact Under Plane. And yeah, Circle of the Moon Druid also, I think it's a solid 3-drop. If you want to enable Pack Tactics, it's pretty solid. Rangers class is a bomb. We had this in the other draft video, and we had this along with Paladin class. For some reason, we only still got up to 4 wins. Given that I think our opponents were definitely a lot more stronger in the last video, but Rangers class is great. Just makes a 2/2, level up for 1 generic, 1 green, which isn't too expensive. Start enhancing your creatures, and then 5 mana you can just draw creatures off the top. So it's basically card advantage. Would probably take Reaper's Talisman over both Hobgoblin Captain and Wizard's class. Would still take maybe these two over Sepulchre Ghoul, which is also a good black common. I would probably go Reaper's Talisman, and yeah, I would probably take the Hobgoblin Captain. There's a lot of goblins in the set which are pretty powerful, and I mean that this can benefit off of. And then if you're able to just play like a Swarming Goblins and then make 1 or 2 Goblins and then pay red to tap this and kill something, it's already incredibly strong. So yeah, there's enough Goblins to really justify this, but still I would take Reaper's Talisman. This card is just cheap to equip. The fact that it just gives Death Touch to a creature that's attacking is insane. Like, the fact that it already drains when a creature attacks alone is already insane, but the fact that it needs to gain, it also just gives it Death Touch whenever it attacks, even with more creatures, is just broken, I think. So, Reaper's Talisman is definitely a bomb, and probably the best uncommon in the set. I have to say, I would probably take it over every other uncommon. Paladin's class is a bomb. Lurking Roper and Priest of the Ancient Lore are both good. Probably would still take Lurking Roper because it just has more synergy potential, and you can still play this as a good blocker in a green mid-range deck. Priest, still good. Would keep us flexible, but it's really gonna only be insane in really a white-green deck, so I might as well take the card that's a lot less flexible, but has more upside. But Paladin's class would definitely be the pick there. Paladin's class, Paladin, whatever. Rare's pretty bad. Take a Lurking Roper over Steadfast Paladin, same arguments in the last pack. This one just has more upside. If we do end up in white-green, it's still a good card. Whereas this is also still a good card, but I think the synergy potential of Lurking Roper is worth it. Just being able to cast a 4/5 on turn 3 that can keep attacking is insane. So this card is an overperformer and definitely a great uncommon. But yeah, we'll take this, and then Steadfast Paladin would probably be my second pick. This pack is just probably the worst pack we've seen so far. The best card in this pack is probably the Vampire Spawn. Just from what I've been reading on the 17 lands data, this card is one of the cards that can help you close out games, and just an overperformer. Like a 3-mana 2/3 body can block and trade off early against opposing threats, and then the life gain is just so relevant. The drain can help burn an opponent out. Can also help you stabilize. Also has life gain synergy if you do open up some life gain payoffs in other colors like the Lurking Roper or Celestial Unicorn. There's also Divine Smite. If you're ready in white, you could consider this as a sideboard card. Sometimes the opponent tries to do double block, you can phase one the creatures out. Or if they're playing black, which is a popular color, you can exile it, which is quite good. So, yeah, Divine Smite, but Bard class is pretty bad. Oracle Elemental, fine blue common, but pretty expensive. And then the final pack. Yeah, it's a pretty easy. Skeletal Swarming. Second pick would definitely be Battlecry Goblin. Don't overrate the Minimus Containment. I know it's removal in white, but it's really bad in the early game. Like, you don't want to tap out for this just on turn 3, just to take out like a 4-2 attacker or something, or a Hobgoblin Captain. The fact that you give them ramp also just gives them the advantage of dropping something a lot more powerful. So yeah, definitely low on this card. But I'll play one copy maybe in the white deck, but definitely prioritize attacking creatures like Arboreal Pegasus, the Priest of the Ancient Lore, of course, and the Steadfast Paladin over it. Maybe I would take this over like Veteran Dungeoneer, or maybe the Orc Paladin that gives everyone +1/+1 Vigilance. But yeah, I probably wouldn't even take this over Planar Ally, to be honest. But I will play maybe 1 or 2 copies, but I'm not too high on this. But Skeletal Swarming is a bomb, and Battlecry Goblin is also Mythic Uncommon. Between Reaper's Talisman and Battlecry Goblin, I would definitely take Reaper's Talisman, but Battlecry Goblin is close. It's kind of almost in the same power level as almost the Lurking Roper in a green-white deck. But this you can just play it any red aggressive deck. It is quite good. I mean, any red deck, really. It's just a must-be blocked in the late game, and the fact that it can generate a token that it can itself, of course, pump is quite insane as well. So this card is one of the Mythic Uncommons. Maybe I would rank it the same power level as like maybe Skullport Merchant or Lurking Roper, not sure. But as this set has evolved, I would still take maybe Skullport Merchant over Battlecry Goblin, given that it has a lot more synergy in the red-black treasures deck. Anyways, the hiccups are coming. I need to finish my food, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. There's 1 hour and 48 minutes left, so I'm glad that we finished it, and yeah, we definitely did very well for both drafts. So thanks for watching, and then stay tuned for more Forgotten Realms Premier Draft. I need to spend these tokens somewhere, and I'm hoping the quick draft is something pretty cool too. So maybe I can sink some gems doing quick draft, and if it's a good set, definitely if it's Ikoria, I'm gonna try to maybe make some meme videos on it and ignore it. But I'm down to do Kaldheim again, or maybe even Core Set 2020, or not sure about Core Set 2021. But thank you guys for watching this video, and hope you guys enjoy. Have a good one. Bye.